personal appliance shopper.
Only at Tucson Appliance, where our low price is your priority.
KCUV Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
For the last, 50-something plus years, 55 plus years, Monday Night Football has been the signature game every week in the National Football League. They've kind of watered it down now because last night we had two games, and they were being played essentially at the same time with maybe about an hour's difference. But it's still the stage. It's the stage everybody wants to shine on. And last night, one of Tucson's own put on a performance.
Buffalo adds another man to the front. They're going to hand to Robinson, right side, through the first wall, around the corner. Here goes Bijan Robinson. Keeps his feet. 30, 25, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Atlanta. Oh, my goodness. The math on this one is easy. 81 to the house.
Longest touchdown run of Bijan Robinson's young NFL career. Best night that the young man out of Tucson's South Point Catholic High School has had in the National Football League, and it came on the game's biggest stage, Monday Night Football, in an upset win. You can call it that because the Bills, a lot of people believe that the Buffalo Bills are the best team, at least in the AFC, maybe the best team in the entire National Football League. And they went down to Atlanta, and Atlanta put a job on them. 24-14 the final. Bijan Robinson, 19 rushing carries, 170 yards, a touchdown, including that 81-yard run to the house. He also caught 6 balls for 68 yards, 238 total yards from scrimmage for Bijan Robinson. But the question I want to ask, so the Falcons beat the Bills. Now, up for debate whether or not the Bills are the best team in the NFL. We're 6 weeks in now. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. Are the Bills the best team in the NFL right now? So my question is if the Falcons beat the Bills, who are the best team in the NFL, how good are the Carolina Panthers? Because the Panthers beat the Falcons 30-0. The National Football League. You gotta love it. You absolutely gotta love it, because on any given Sunday or Monday night, you never know what you're going to see. 2 pretty good ball games last night. I didn't see much of the second game, but the Bears, on a walk-off field goal, beat the Commanders. And how about the Chicago Bears? What'd they lose? 10 games last year or more? They're 3-2. And I think didn't they start 0-2? Have they won 3 in a row, Dragon Ball? The Chicago Bears?
They're certainly looking like a team that's actually starting to figure out.
They've won 3 in a row. Yeah,
they're starting to figure that out a little bit.
They lost to the Vikings only by 3 points. Then they got blown out by the Lions. And since then, they've beaten the Cowboys, the Raiders, only by 1 point. But it's a win in the NFL. They'll tell you it doesn't matter how you win, just stack W's. And they've stacked 3 W's in a row now. Have the Chicago Bears, the other bear down Chicago Bears.
And getting some revenge for that Hail Mary last season, too.
Ah, yes. That was that was the game. They lost 10 in a row. So I remember they lost 10 in a row. I think that was the game that started their 10-game-in-a-row losing streak last year. So last year they finished 5-12. They were 5-12 after starting 4-2 Last year, they lost 10 games in a row. So how about that? How about the Chicago Bears right now? I know there's a lot of Chicago people here in Southern Arizona. How you feeling about your Bears right now? 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. Tough game for Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. We'll get into that part of it. But first, let's hear some more of the highlights. You heard the game. Well, you didn't hear it. You heard it over on Freedom 1400 last night. Westwood won. KTUC. Let's hear some more of the highlights last night of Bijan Robinson's performance.
After the penalty from the 19-yard line, back into the pistol formation. Warner motioning from right to left. Bijan Robinson, the carry over the right side, has a hold to the 25. Down the sideline to the 30. Across the 40. Breaks a tackle at midfield. Bijan Robinson, he's going to go all the way down the right sideline for a touchdown. 81 yards. The big play from Bijan makes it 20-7 Atlanta. From the pistol formation, turn, play action. Penix swings it. Robinson on the edge with a blocker to the 35. Veers right to the 30. Back left to the 25. Steps over a tackler to the 20 and is all the way down to the 18-yard line. Zig, zag, first down. First down and 10. The handoff is to Robinson over the left side to the 30. Cuts back to the 25. A little hop at the 20. Over the 15. Dragging Bills down all the way to the 9-yard line. Taylor Rapp went for a ride. 23 yards later, it's a first and goal for Atlanta.
Just a performance for that young man last night. Again, 238 total yards. And if you were listening right before we came on the air, our Sports Minute, our last Sports Minute, they're declaring that Bijan might or might not be the best player in the National Football League right now. How about that? Tucson's own. That too, we can put that up for debate, whether or not Bijan's the best player in the National Football League. But there's no question that he is a big-time impact player in the National Football League.
He's certainly the best performing player of high caliber so far this season, because everybody that we were looking at as potential looks for MVP haven't really done a whole lot. Because you look at the usual suspects. You look at Lamar Jackson. He's been injured, but even when he was playing, there was a lot of back and forth about him having some fumble issues and not being able to differentiate the run and the pass as well as he had in the past. Josh Allen looking very suspect right now. Suddenly the lack of weapons is starting to creep up on him. Patrick Mahomes, now that he's starting to get his usual receivers back, he's starting to get a little bit better, but those early season games are still sitting in my craw, DK, about whether or not I want to say Patrick Mahomes is MVP worthy this season. The only other guy that I would argue is doing about as much as Bijan in regards to making the offense go as well as it is your boy Baker Mayfield out in Tampa Bay. That's the only two guys right now that I can feel with a whole, actual sense of authenticity coming out of me. Those are the two guys I say are the best in the running for MVP.
Yeah. As much as the Browns are in shambles, I'm still happy that he's not my quarterback. I don't like Baker Mayfield. Hey, great he's having success somewhere else. Whatever. Good for him. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. Let's hear from Bijan after the game with ESPN after his 170-yard, 68 rushing yard performance in a win over the Buffalo Bills.
Bijan, you're the reigning MVP here. Your first Monday night game in this building. To come out with a victory, what did this mean today?
Yeah, well, first off, I just want to give, all honor to Jesus and God. Without God, none of this would happen. I give him all the glory, honor, so everybody can see him through us and him through me. So it's just such a blessing to be out here and, to give him so much glory every time we step on the field. And to your question, man, this is a big game for us. Obviously Monday night, so all the eyes are on us, and we had to come out here and be physical, prove a point. And man, it's just such a blessing that we got to do what we do and got to come out with the win.
Hey, your career high in scrimmage yards was last time you played. You had 181.
Yes, sir.
You had 238 today. It's feeling it, man. What is going on with your game right now that everything is just working?
Man, it's just all God, man. It's just such a blessing. The O-line is the best O-line in the NFL. All five of those dudes, including Charlie, including Teagan, including Kyle, all the receivers, the huge block by Casey, those are the guys that set off everything, man. And, without them, none of this happens. So, I got to give them all glory, all credit, all those guys, and that's what we do.
Hey, the last game you guys won was against an NFC championship game team. This is against an AFC championship game team. That's 2 solid wins. How far can this team go?
Man, I mean, we got to take it one game at a time. Like, this can't satisfy us, not one bit. This is just a step in the road, and we have to come back here on tomorrow, get better. This is just a game, man. We have a long season. This is one game. We have the 49ers on another Sunday night game, so that's our task. That's what we got to do to get a win, and that's what we're trying to do.
Bijan, enjoy this one, my friend.
Thank you.
All right, that was Bijan Robinson after the game last night. Again, 170 yards on the ground, 68 receiving yards, 238 total in a huge win for the Atlanta Falcons over the Buffalo Bills, who now fall to 4-2. And they've lost 2 in a row, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Two in a row for the Bills. And one thing also to take note of, you want to know an interesting statistic about Bijan and the Falcons' record right now? Outside of the Buccaneers game, the only time so far this year where Bijan has had over the century mark in either rushing or receiving, and they've lost. When they lost to the Carolina Panthers, 72 rushing, 39 receiving, 100 yards receiving, and 24 yards rushing in that first game of the year against the Buccaneers. And that's the only time where he's hit the century mark in either rushing or receiving where they've lost so far. I mean, if you have a steady diet of some capacity with Bijan, that tends to be the winning formula there for the Falcons so far this season.
Or Bijan. That was the debate last week. He was chatting with our guy, Rich Eisen, on his show. And he says whatever you want, however you want to say it, he's fine with it. His mom, according to his mom, and again, if we're deferring to moms, because that's what we're deferring to, Tetro McMillan's mom came out and adamantly said, my son's name is not Tet. Nobody calls him Tet. I don't know why you people are calling him Tet. It's T-Mac. Okay, so we're going to defer to mom. If we're deferring to mom there, then we got to defer to mom here. It's Bijan Robinson. I always defer to mom because she's the one that gave you the name. So whatever she says it is what it is. And so it's Bijan, not Bijan. I probably have been calling him Bijan forever. But Bijan is how mom says it. So that's how we'll all say it moving forward. And we'll put money in the jar if we say it incorrectly, just like Pac-12. If we haven't made that mistake. There's not a lot of extra money in that jar right now.
You can't mention the mistake, otherwise the mistake's gonna get made. We're gonna get to that point here.
Oh, we will. We will. I guarantee you, we will make that mistake. We will call him Bijan at some point. But if we're on it and we're remembering, it's a Bijan moving forward. 520-848-1290. If you watched the game last night, want to hear your thoughts on seeing our guy put on one heck of a performance in the National Football League. We're going to talk some more football. We had the other side of our running back tandem here from Tucson, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt with the Wildcats last year. Only one game. I'll say it again, the biggest one-game wonder in the history of Arizona Wildcats football. Now that he is performing, but a little hiccup last night. Little hiccup in a game that a lot of people thought that the Commanders would likely win, and they did not. So we'll hear what happened in that game. We'll hear from the quarterback Jaden Daniels on some of what happened in that game. Coming up ahead, we heard from the coordinators today for your Arizona Wildcats, Seth Doege on the offensive side, Danny Gonzalez on the defensive side. We'll get into some of what they said. Seth Doege specifically talked about something at his press conference that I posted about on Twitter earlier this week concerning some of the issues that the Wildcats are having in the red zone. He talked at length about that they tried to get the ball into the hands of Trace Spivey, why they couldn't do that. He addressed that today, so we'll hear from Seth Doege on that as well coming up. Huge day on the local football front, not involving the Arizona Wildcats, but involving the Tucson Sugar Skulls. The Sugar Skulls have new ownership. Well, some of the ownership is old, but the majority ownership is new. Edmund Marquez, he of Rio Nuevo, has taken over majority ownership of the Tucson Sugar Skulls. Edmund will join us on the show coming up at about 4:40 today. We'll get his thoughts on this move. I think this is a great move. For ever since and look, the guys did a great job. Kathy Guy and her husband, who's also the coach of the Arizona Rattlers, Kevin Guy, they did a great job of establishing the Tucson Sugar Skulls and getting indoor football here to Southern Arizona. But since that team got here, it's just been too much changing of the guard in terms of the head coaching. I think they're going. We just hired another guy, Rayshawn Kaiser, and I think he's the 6th coach. And this team's only been in town 8 years? 8 years now. We're already on a coach number 6. That's too many. That's too many in a short period of time. There weren't as many people in the seats this year as you would like to see. This organization needed an injection of something, and hopefully this local outfit, it's a bunch of new owners. Dennis Benet is involved in it as well. Ali Farhang is involved in it as well. So there's a lot of localness to it. The guys are still involved, but they're taking more of a back seat moving forward. So we'll see if this new ownership setup can inject some energy into this franchise and put them back on track to where they can be maybe one of the best teams in this league. Because to be quite frank with you, they've had way too many coaching changes. And even Danny Gonzalez talked about that today. You cannot get anywhere in football if you're continually turning over the coaching process. It just doesn't work like that in football. You can't do it. You have to have some degree of continuity. Hopefully this is the first step to some continuity for the Tucson Sugar Skulls. So we'll dive into that coming up a little bit later with Edmond Marquez. In fact, he's got to be in a Rio Nuevo meeting today. They're also, he's got another job doing important stuff in the downtown area. We'll dive into that and see what's going on with them in that respect as well. DK on the Sports Tip, we want to hear from you. What do you think of this new ownership setup for the Tucson Sugar Skulls? 520-848-1290. Call us or give us a text. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Crash at Grant and Park Avenue and Grant Road, a collision. Campbell and Glen for road work, westbound Glen west of Campbell closed. You could use Fort Wool instead. And traffic on Campbell at Glen down to 1 lane. You could use Tucson Boulevard or Mountain as an alternate route. And I'm Cricket, and your weather, 60 the overnight low, 80 sunny tomorrow, and 82 now. And that's your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Today's not just any day, it's your lucky day. Staples Easy Deal Days are extended now through October 18th. Easy Rewards members score up to 40% off more than 1,000 products in-store and online. Head to your local Staples store or visit staples.com to save while supplies last. Staples, that was easy.
AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall is your premier automotive destination in town. Explore the new 2025 Honda models and extensive collection of pre-owned vehicles. Experience no-hassle financing and our no-haggle one-price selection. Visit AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall today.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. Their max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Right now at the Home Depot, shop fall savings and get up to 40% off select appliances like Frigidaire. Get ready for a season of hosting with the Frigidaire Stone-Baked Pizza Oven. The only oven that reaches 750 degrees for restaurant-quality pizza in as little as 2 minutes. Start making hosting easier with fall appliance savings today at the Home Depot. Only when using Stone-Baked Pizza mode. Offer valid October 2nd through October 22nd. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no, how bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order, couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air-conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and two-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
Nobody does big screens like this. At Roadhouse Cinemas, every movie is massive with thundering surround sound and food and drinks delivered to your seat. Then, just steps away, Roadie's Lanes Games and Gastropub turns game day into an event. Huge screens with every play in full view. Hit the lanes, throw an axe, battle it out in laser tag, crush it in the arcade or crazy darts. Movies, sports, food, fun, all in one place. Roadhouse and Roadies, two epic experiences, one unbeatable destination. Corner of Grant and Swan.
Next Roll is a groundbreaking podcast created and executive produced by Vernon Davis.
Combining cinematic storytelling with thought-provoking conversations.
The series explores the transformative journeys of athletes, artists, comedians, and entrepreneurs
as they redefine their careers and push their creative boundaries.
Next Roll isn't about what's next.
It's about the fear they had to fight through, the resilience, and what they had to do to achieve everything at the highest level possible.
Next Roll with Vernon Davis.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Hello, everybody.
Gary, why are you wearing a...
Hold on, Ron. Every time Gary walks in here wearing some goofy costume, you always say, Gary, why are you wearing that?
Yeah, but...
And then it turns into some long-winded story about Alaskifications.
Yeah, but...
Then Gary says something ridiculous.
Yeah, but...
And you agree that an Alaskification before winter is the best way to prepare for cold weather.
Yeah, but...
And how Alaskan AC guarantees no breakdowns.
Yeah, but...
And all it does is encourage Gary to walk around wearing a stupid-looking ski mask that no person in his right mind would get caught dead wearing.
Yeah, but he's wearing my ski mask.
Keeping my head protected, just like the Alaskification protects your heater.
My ski mask isn't stupid looking.
Look who's wearing it.
I choose to ignore that remark.
Because you know another one is coming.
Take off that stupid ski mask.
See?
And that's why you should schedule your Alaskification today.
What did we accomplish here?
I'm not sure, but today is a good day to Alaskify. Schedule now at alaskanac.com.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Don't forget, it's the 5K a day giveaway on Wildcats Radio 1290. We're making 5 people $1,000 richer every weekday. Listen for the national keywords right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. We give you one in a commercial break between 6 and 9 a.m., another between 9 and 11 a.m., another between 11 and 2 p.m., and then 2 more between 2 and 4, and between 4 and 7. And I give you the ones between 2 and 4 and 4 and 7 also live right here on this show. So before 4 o'clock, and I got to remember to do it because sometimes I forget. Before 4 o'clock, I will give you a national keyword that you can text to 95819, 95819 for your chance to win $1,000. And then after 4 o'clock, sometime between 4 and 6, when the show goes off the air, I'm going to give you another national keyword that you can text to 95819, and you have a chance to win another $1,000. This happens 5 times a day. It's called the 5K a day giveaway, and it's only right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Nobody's giving you money like DK. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. First segment, we talked about Bijan Robinson's success on the gridiron last night. It was not quite as successful for Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt and the Washington Commanders in their game against the Chicago Bears last night.
They're down and 1. Ball's on the ground. and it's recovered by Nahshon Wright.
Snap was fine, but watch the handoff. It looked like it was almost thrown into his stomach. Well, he didn't quite Jayden Daniels never quite had it with this miss that continues to fall, and he doesn't have it. And then Krosky Merritt, he doesn't know what's happening because he never gets it positioned in his belly. Wow.
So a key error on the exchange that came in the fourth quarter of the ball game, and the Washington Commanders turned it over. The Bears would go down and kick a game-winning field goal to win the game 25-24. Again, third straight win for the Bears. The Commanders fall to 3-3 on the season. Jake Moody kicking that 38-yard field goal as time expired. And the Bears rally. They were down 24-16 early in the fourth quarter. But a touchdown pass from Caleb Williams to DeAndre Swift, 55 yards. And then the game-winning field goal by Jake Moody allowed the Bears to leave the nation's capital with a 25-24 victory. Now,
and of all people, Jake Moody gets the game-winning kick. This is a guy who was getting absolutely shellacked in San Francisco. Let's not forget, the guy who's on the other side there for the Commanders, Deebo Samuel, he smacked Jake Moody upside the head for missing a kick in San Francisco one of the last few years that those two were teammates. So that's got to feel real good for Mr. Moody. That's got to feel real good.
Absolutely. It's got to feel real good right there. Let's hear that mishandled handoff between Jayden Daniels and Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. Let's hear after the game Jayden Daniels on what happened there.
Can you walk us through the turnover at the end there? Was that what took place?
I just lost the ball. Completely my fault. Didn't give Bill a chance, so it was my fault.
On the exchange, was it the ball slick? Did that impact that play at all?
I'm not going to sit up here and blame it on the elements. I mean, at the end of the day, I got to focus. I get paid to go out there and focus playing to play out, and I had a lack of focus right there, and it cost us the game.
All right, so there you go. That was Jayden Daniels, the quarterback for the Washington Commanders. And interesting, he talked there about the elements, and that was something, obviously, that the Arizona Wildcats had to deal with in their game on Saturday, the elements. And I talked about a situation yesterday. We'll hear coming up from Seth Doege a little bit later on this. One of the drives, I believe it was the drive early in the third quarter, when the Wildcats went down and they had an opportunity to get a touchdown. They had to settle for a field goal. And there were a couple plays that Noah, where the ball got away from him. And yeah, it was raining in those instances. But you got to make a play. But again, that's what we, and Brent Brennan talked about it all week. Yeah, it might rain, but we're still going to sling it around and throw the ball and do what we do. And that's what you got. You got to overcome those things in those situations. And even Seth Doege said today, I kind of tried to throw Noah a little bit of a bone. Hey, yeah, he let those two passes fly. There was one to Sam Olsen, that I felt he could have scored on. I tweeted about this right after the game on Sunday. And then there was another one on the next play. That was the second down play. On the third down play, he had an opportunity to hit Chris Hudson, and he overthrew that pass. So that then, and Seth Doege said today, that's two passes that Noah wishes he could have back on Sunday or Saturday at the stadium. So we'll hear coming up a little bit later on that side of it from Seth Doege. But the elements are part of it, and you got to be able to. Whether it's raining, snowing, whatever, you got to be prepared and you got to be able to be on top of your ball security in those instances.
And it's so hard to prepare for that because there's really not a situation in which you can simulate it other than, okay, we're going to dunk the ball in water and make you guys run. Like, it's not really pragmatic because, again, you have the constant rainfall. In the situation with the Commanders game, it was like a very heavy mist that just kept falling. For the Wildcats, I mean, we had a delay. We had a delay with that weather situation. So there's not a whole lot of ways that you can really prepare for it. And not only that, but let's be honest, DK. I mean, the influx of glove technology makes it to the point where it's hard to get those footballs loose anymore. And when the receiver has the gloves on, they're catching it. usually more often than not. How they don't, I'm not sure, because you could almost throw that thing on a wall right now in the studio that you're in, and that glove's going to stay. That's how good the stick is on most of those gloves. But when you're dealing with a quarterback like Jaden Daniels, he's not wearing gloves. So he's got just skin on the pigskin, and that's going to be a disaster if the weather is that bad like it was. But give a lot of credit for Noah and those guys, and the fact that they didn't really have a whole lot of ball security issues in regards to fumbling.
Not at all.
So they give a lot of credit to them for that.
Absolutely. I thought they did a great job considering the elements in that game the other night. All right, I'm going to play something from this side here, Dragon Ball. Let's hear from Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt after the game last night, get his thoughts on what happened after a 25-24 loss by the Commanders to the Chicago Bears.
Just got to be better in what we do. We'll come back next week ready to fix it.
Set 3 fumbles in the last 2 games. And where's your mindset at? How do you feel confidence-wise?
I still got a lot of confidence in myself, and I mean, just gotta be better at my job, and that'll get fixed for sure.
What did DQ tell you guys after this one?
I mean, it stinks. I mean, and like we know it do, and we got a short week to turn around and get ready for the Cowboys.
How hard is it to bounce back from a loss like that?
I mean, we just gotta get back to work and like just get back to work. That's it.
Hey, Bill, is it just the little things of correcting the things to get over the hump?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we just gotta. Well, I know for myself, I just gotta like be detailed in the small fundamentals and just get better. Just gotta be better in what we do.
All right, so that was Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt after the game on Monday night. He had 17 carries, 61 yards. That's coming off a pretty good outing against the LA Chargers. Yeah.
It may as well be, considering the history.
I was
of that.
looking at the LAC. I thought Clippers instead of Chargers. The LA Chargers, he had 14 carries, 111 yards, and 2 touchdowns in that big win on the road last Sunday, but could not necessarily carry it over to the home game against the Bears, and they fall. And last 2 games have been really good. I mean, you talk about the game before they lost to Atlanta, 34-27. He had been averaging over 7 yards a carry in the last 2 weeks, but a little bit tougher against the Bears defense. 17 for 61, only averaged a little over 3.5 yards per carry in that game.
Well, we're going to have to ask the question, is it going to be a good idea to think if Bill's going to cross the century mark in the next game? Because let's be honest, the Cowboys' run defense is not what it needs to be competitive in the modern day NFL. Let's get just looking back at it. Gave up 164 yards rushing against the Packers. Even against the hapless Jets, gave up 144. And then Rico Dowdle, he had himself a contest against the Cowboys this past Sunday. Again, the team ran for 216 yards. Rico Dowdle by himself, 183. If there's going to be a bounce-back opportunity coming up for Bill, this is going to be the game to do it, because the Dallas Cowboys still seem to have no answers to stop the run.
There you go. Yeah, that was a really tough defensive game for them on Sunday over in Carolina. This Sunday, though, new things could happen. We shall see. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Again, coming up, I'm going to have a keyword before 4 o'clock for you for a chance to win $1,000. We'll start to dive into what your coordinators said today for the Arizona Wildcats. Seth Dagey, Danny Gonzalez. We'll hear from Danny Gonzalez coming up first. Danny Gonzalez falling on the sword for what happened Saturday night at the stadium against the BYU Cougars. Hear what he had to say about why he feels like you should be mad at him because Arizona lost that game, lost a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter, and fell in double overtime 33-27. So we'll hear from Danny Gonzalez straight ahead. We'll also get you your BetMGM Network top plays. Did we win last night? We had 2 plays on that game last night. I think we won on one of them. The question was, did we win on both of them as we try to get out of this $300 hole that we are in this current BetMGM 162 bet season. Panthers this week will be back at it against the lowly Jets, so a chance to improve on that record and get over 500 on the season. The Jets have not won a game this season. The Panthers are 3-3, and of course the Cardinals are coming home after another loss. They have now lost 4 games in a row. We'll find out tomorrow the status of Mr. Kyler Murray for this week as they come home to take on the Green Bay Packers at 1:25 at State Farm Stadium on Sunday. Looking to snap that streak. Losses now to the 49ers, Seahawks, Titans, and over this past weekend to the Colts. And again, we're going to talk some local football. Tucson Sugar Skulls have new ownership. We'll dive into that as well. Edmund Marquez will join us in the 4 o'clock hour. No Glenn Howe today for Wildcat Breakdown. We will get back with Glenn tomorrow and have our full extensive breakdown of Arizona Wildcats football, the loss to BYU, and what to look forward to coming up this Saturday, an early start against the Houston Cougars with kickoff at 9 a.m. Cricket right now is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Slowing Ajo and Mission westbound and southbound. More southbound slowing on La Cholla at Ajo. Collisions reported at Kolb and Broadway Boulevard and Kolb Road, and also Grant and Park Avenue and Grant Road. For your weather, 60 the low, 80 sunny tomorrow, and 82 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by eBay. Swapping out your tires? There's nothing like it. With eBay, you find the feel you're looking for, from smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need at the prices you'll love. eBay. Things people love.
With Progressive's collision coverage, my family gets up to $1,000 for vet bills if I'm injured in a car accident. And that makes this Chihuahua really feel like part of the family. What's that? I don't sound like a Chihuahua? Oh, I'm sorry. What exactly am I supposed to sound like? I guess all Chihuahuas are high-strung, riding around in expensive designer purses. Actually, I prefer riding in cars. So I appreciate that my family protects me with Progressive's pet collision coverage. Okay, maybe I am a little high-strung. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up with science.
You mean they don't use yesterday's newspaper?
No, they use the latest in technology and innovation to eliminate bugs, bees, termites, weeds, and more.
So no as seen on TV salt guns?
Nope, only solutions that target insect biology, using chemistry to help protect the environment, people, and their pets.
You are so smart.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up. Call 886-3029 or visit essentialpest.com.
So hot. Hi, can I help you? Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team. But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought. This AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Goodfellasac.com.
Wildcat fans, Arizona football tickets are on sale now. Join the party at Arizona Stadium all season long as your Arizona Wildcats take on year 2 in the Big 12. There's nothing better than an Arizona football game day, from the tailgating scene to the action on the field. So bring a friend and get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287. That's 621-CATS, or by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/FB. And as always, bear down.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
For over 30 years, Tucson has been putting its trust in First Chiropractic for auto and on-the-job injuries. They're locally owned and a proud sponsor of the U of A radio broadcasts. So if you've been injured, make the right choice first.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put members' success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
Hi, I'm Lisa Chastain. No one should go hungry, especially at Thanksgiving. That's why Gospel Rescue Mission is hosting our annual Thanksgiving Blessings event. Join us on Wednesday, November 26th for a home-cooked Thanksgiving meal. Also, clothing, haircuts, additional resources, and life-changing opportunities. Celebrate the holidays with us, because Thanksgiving is better when we share it together. Visit grmtucson.com to learn more.
This is Bill Ryder with a Sports Minute sponsored by Prevagen. Prevagen made for your brain. The Chicago Bears' victory over the Washington Commanders puts them at 3-2 and gives them 3 wins in a row. But the real takeaway is the fact that Ben Johnson is the right guy. In a culture of losing, in an organization that has been weighed down by its own incompetence, they finally have someone, however long it takes, who's going to teach them how to win. And that, in and of itself, is what matters most. I'm Bill Ryder.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription. And I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it, because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program today. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. It is time now for your BetMGM Network top plays. So last night we had a pair of plays on the game involving the Chicago Bears and the Washington Commanders. And the first was we had the Bears plus 5.5 on the money line over the Commanders. So we won on that one as the Bears were able to win that game by a score of 25-24. So we picked up $11.73 there. However, we also had Caleb Williams over 1.5 passing touchdowns. So we needed 2 passing touchdowns from Caleb Williams. We only got 1 in the ball game as he threw for 252 yards and 1 touchdown pass, the 55-yarder in the fourth quarter there to DeAndre Swift. So we lost on that bet there, falling down $12.90. We also last night had the Dodgers over the Brewers in the first 5 innings. Now, this was a pitcher's duel, and there was no score after the first 5 innings. So that was a push. Let's hear what happened after that late in the game as the Dodgers would go on to win Game 1 of the NLCS.
Full count. Patrick's payoff.
Freeman hits one high in the air, right field. Drifting back, Churio on the warning track. He's at the wall. It is gone! Freddie Freeman with a sky-scraping home run here in Game 1. A ball that just kept on carrying and carrying and carrying out. So here we go. The 2-2 from Trinan. Terang strikes out swinging. Blake Trinan slams the door. That's a win for LA. They hang on and take Game 1 of the National League Championship Series by a final of 2-1.
So far, the LCSs have not been favorable for the home teams as the Blue Jays got swept. We'll get to that in a second at home. And the Brewers lose Game 1 at home. So tonight, Game 2 of the NLCS, Dodgers and Brewers. It'll be a 5:08 first pitch. You've got on the mound tonight Freddie Peralta for the Milwaukee Brewers and Yoshinobu Yamamoto for the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers are the favorite in that ball game. But again, no score through the first 5 innings. So we pushed a rare push on a bet there as the Dodgers nor the Brewers were on top at the end of the first 5 innings in that one. So we ended up losing yesterday another $1.27.
You mentioned that it was a pitcher's duel, but let's not forget this one had probably the most mind-bending double play I've ever seen in baseball's history. I mean, this might have been the most crazy interpretation of the rule of what a double play ball is. If I can, I'll play.
I still have not actually seen it.
Okay? I'm gonna play it, and I want you to imagine in your mind's eye. I'm gonna play it for you right now. Here.
Okay.
Ball picture. Brewers set up for 2. And Muncy skies one to center field. Hit well. This one's got a chance. Freeland going back to the wall. He leaps. It's in and out of his glove, but he caught it. And now chaos on the bases. Might have a play at the plate. The throw. Not in time. No, he's out. He's out. It's a forced play at the plate. And he is out. All of this is going to be reviewed.
And it ends up standing. It ends up standing, and it's, again...
So wait a minute. The ball hit the fence.
Well, no, the ball didn't hit the fence. It hit his glove, but it never touches the field.
But it hit the fence, though. Is the fence not... He hit his glove. It pops. I'm watching it now. It popped out of his glove and hit... It looked like it might have even hit above the wall. And came back. It hits the yellow line... But the fence is supposed to be an extension of the field, right?
So supposedly, and the thing is that they interpreted it with the review that, okay, it's a double play ball, the runner is out, the hitter is out. That was the first thing. The second thing about it that makes it so confusing is that because it's technically a pop-up, if the runner tags up and then advances to home, how can that be a forced play? Because the catcher never goes to tag the runner. He just puts his foot on the bag.
At third.
No, at home.
Yeah, but then he ran to third. I'm not sure why he ran to third.
Well, because I'm assuming that it's because he ran to third. The runner ran to third to tag up, obviously, because of the pop-up. But the thing is that the catcher never turns his back to the runner. To tag him at the plate for.
I think that's why he ran to third. He ran to third to step on the base, and I'm imagining where the out there was recorded.
But maybe. But if he tagged up, then he doesn't need to, then he can't be out at third. He had to be out at home, and that was what the call was by the umpires, that he was out at home.
All right, let's hear what the umpire had to say here. Put me up on this side.
Just get better.
Hold on,
just got to be better in what we do.
Got too many things playing here at one time. Let's
too many things happening in this play and too many things going on.
I still got Bill talking over there. Bill, and I just messed up. All right, we'll have to come back to that because I closed the wrong program there. Yeah, I that's the first time I've seen it because I did not get a chance to see that game last night.
Okay. I've got the umpire here.
Okay, yeah, let's hear what the umpire had to say.
After review, the call on the field, the force out at home plate is confirmed. The runner is out. The confirmed on the runner at third baseman, the force out is out.
Wow! Whoa!
Wow!
So It's not out with the catch.
It's
He's out
force.
at the
Yeah.
force
I have no
with
idea.
home, and then it goes back. So you're correct. It hit the fence, and therefore it's a live ball. But the runner went back to third to tag up, thinking that the ball was caught, and then ran back. So
okay.
that's where the confusion was.
I
but
see.
In the moment, I was screaming at the television saying he didn't tag him. That can't be a force out if he caught the ball live. Needless to say, pandemonium.
Right.
And replay makes an already confusing moment even more confusing upon the result.
All right, if you're a baseball fan, what did you think of that last night? 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. I did not see that game last night, so that's the first time I've actually seen the play, although I'd heard about it. That's with the 8-6-2, I believe, was the because there was a relay involved from the throw from center field. So 8-6-2 double play on that right there. Very strange. Very strange. The Dodgers win it by a score of 2-1. All right, let's find out. I think we've got a play on the game 2 tonight. Let's find out what we've got on game 2 tonight.
Brad Evans here to help you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. Home is where the heart and the numbers are for Brewers' Freddie Peralta. In the MLB regular season, he was 9-1 with a 1.77 ERA at home. In Game 2 of the NLCS against the Dodgers, Milwaukee's top-of-the-rotation starter deals. Give me Milwaukee on the money line at whatever the juice is. Do it for Bob Uecker. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
Yeah, you could be loving his Brewers playing for the National League pennant right now. So we've actually got multiple sides on this bet here. So Brad Evans is saying take the Brewers over the Dodgers on the money line tonight. But then earlier today, we had Denton Day who said take the Dodgers over the Brewers in the first 5 innings. So technically you could play both of those bets. Dodgers ahead early, Brewers come back to win late. Which one do you like either sides of that, Dragon Ball?
I don't like either sides of that. No,
that's why we're $300 in the hole here.
See, the thing is that this game could go either way. You literally were probably a couple of bad instances away. Again, if a Brewer player gets hit by the pitch, it's a game-tying hit by pitch in the bottom of the 9th. And then we talk about extra innings in this game. And Blake Snell's gem maybe doesn't even get talked about. This could go either way. I am not confident in betting on this series at all. But if home is where the heart is, you got to think somebody in the championship series has to win a home game before too long here. Again, Toronto dropped both home games to open up their series. The Brewers have got to win at least one here. Conventional wisdom tells you they have to.
Now, we could do this as a parlay.
Ooh.
And then we only lose $12.90 versus losing, whatever $12.90 times 2 is in my bad math, $25.80. We could do it as a parlay, and then if we win, because it's a 2-leg parlay at plus 825, we're going to win a pretty nice piece of change on that. If we win that, that's over $100 win. So we think we should try that on this one?
I'd say go for that
All right,
one,
so we're going to try it on a parlay here. We'll take the Brewers over the Dodgers on the game money line, but the Dodgers over the Brewers in the first 5, and see if we can. That would win us back $107 of the dollars that we are in the hole right now. If we could hit on that, so let's try it. We'll try that 2-leg parlay for tonight's game. All right, if you want to bet that, head on over to BetMGM right now. You can get that 2-leg parlay for plus 825. Brewers over the Dodgers on the game money line. Dodgers over the Brewers in the first 5 money line. So you want the Dodgers to be ahead early, and then the Brewers to come back and win late. Plus 825 on that. Your $12.90 bet will pay you $119.33.
They almost did it last night.
Let's see. All right. See if we can get some money back here. All right, that's hour number 1 in the books. Much more. We'll get into the coordinators in the next hour. We're going to talk some Sugar Skulls football as well. We will get you a Panthers report as well tonight. Wait. I got to give you the number. I got to give you a code. Let me give you that short code right now before you got about 7 minutes to get this code. I almost forgot. See, I always almost forget. to give you these codes. So this is your first code of the day. It is CASH, C-A-S-H, CASH. Text CASH. It's a national keyword right now to 95819. Do that in the next 6 minutes before 4 o'clock, and you have a chance to win $1,000. And then I'm going to give you another keyword after 4 o'clock, sometime before 6 o'clock. Dragon Ball's got everything in sports here in Southern Arizona, as well as sports around the world.
Well, around Arizona, again, as Arizona continues for their upcoming road game against the Houston Cougars, the coordinator spoke with the press today for the Arizona Wildcats, going over the results of the BYU contest, including the struggles the offense had in some key moments against BYU. But offensive coordinator Seth Doege spoke specifically on Noah Fifita's decision-making when it came to either eating a play or going for the big one.
We talked about that before. But I also don't want to put that in his mind on a third down call when it's like, hey, if it breaks down, don't try to escape and make a play to extend the drive. And I think that's just like in his mind at the time it was going on. He had to hurdle a guy and get it and expand, and next thing you know, the 54, the Michael linebacker triggered on him. It's there in a hurry. So like, yeah, it sounds good, and I think on paper when you watch it, it's one of those things. It's like, man, just eat it. But in the heat of the moment, that's hard to eat, right? You're trying to make a play, and so, yeah. I think on, what is it, CIA, Danny, that we do? The CIA reports? Yeah, eat the ball. As a competitor, it's kind of hard to do.
What is the CIA report? I was not there today. I would have followed up and said, what the hell is that?
I'm not sure. I'm assuming that's some more analytics that I'm not too equivalent.
Why didn't anybody follow up on the CIA part of that?
Well, whatever it is, again, reminder that Arizona is still looking for their first road win since September of last season as they get ready again for that game against Houston. And the Suns, they get ready for their preseason finale against the Lakers tonight, 7 p.m. Luka Doncic and company take on the Sun squad that hopes to have Mark Williams and Jalen Green in the lineup for their first run in the preseason. If they cannot play tonight, they will have some time before the season opener when the Suns take on the Kings at home, and it's October 22nd. And the Mavericks and head coach Jason Kidd look to be settled with each other. The two sides have reportedly agreed to a new multi-year contract extension as they prepare for the new Cooper Flagg era in Dallas. Again, Kidd had drawn interest from other franchises, including the Knicks, after they dismissed Tom Thibodeau this past offseason. The exact length of that multi-year extension has yet to be announced. And I'm Dragon Ball with your 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Some backups on westbound Ahaway approaching Mission, also the southbound I-19 frontage road approaching Irvington, also for backups and collisions that are reported. Grant and Park Avenue and Grant, and wreck at Kolb and Broadway, and some slowing there at Broadway and Kolb Road. Weather-wise, 60 the overnight low, 80 sunny tomorrow, and 82 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Today's not just any day, it's your lucky day. Staples Easy Deal Days are extended now through October 18th. Easy Rewards members score up to 40% off more than 1,000 products in-store and online. Head to your local Staples store or visit staples.com to save while supplies last. Staples, that was easy.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hello, everybody.
Gary, why are you wearing a...
Hold on, Ron.
Every time Gary walks in here wearing some goofy costume, you always say, "Gary, why are you wearing that?"
Yeah, but...
And then it turns into some long-winded story about Alaskifications.
Yeah, but...
Then Gary says something ridiculous.
Yeah, but...
And you agree that an Alaskification before winter is the best way to prepare for cold weather.
Yeah, but...
And how Alaskan AC guarantees no breakdowns.
Yeah, but...
And all it does is encourage Gary to walk around wearing a stupid-looking ski mask that no person in his right mind would get caught dead wearing.
Yeah, but he's wearing my ski mask.
Keeping my head protected, just like the Alaskification protects your heater.
My ski mask isn't stupid looking.
Look who's wearing it.
I choose to ignore that remark.
Because you know another one is coming.
Take off that stupid ski mask.
See?
And that's why you should schedule your Alaskification today.
What did we accomplish here?
I'm not sure, but today is a good day to Alaskify. Schedule now at alaskanac.com.
Looking for top-notch lumber and framing? Johnson Manley Lumber has been your trusted expert since 1970, specializing in both residential and commercial projects. Our experienced teams, cutting-edge technology, and reliable supply chain ensure your framing is on time and on budget every time. We're proud to be employee-owned and community-rooted in Tucson. Learn more at johnsonmanley.net. Proud supporter of the University of Arizona radio broadcast. Go Wildcats!
Discover your perfect vehicle at Cactus Auto, Tucson's trusted destination for certified pre-owned cars for over 30 years. They offer a wide range of certified pre-owned vehicles featuring the brands and models you love. Their finance experts are here to provide you with top dollar trade-in offers and help you find the best financing options, regardless of your credit history. With approved credit, enjoy no payments for up to 90 days. Trust Cactus Auto for quality, affordable pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, all backed by incredible savings and a 7-day exchange guarantee. Visit cactusauto.com.
There are many reasons you might need Dorado Rockin' Materials. A few bare spots in the yard, the driveway needs filling in, or it could be that the yard needs a whole makeover. Whatever the reason, if your yard has the summertime blues, Dorado Rockin' Materials has everything from sand to boulders and every rock and pebble in between. If you need help spreading it, we have options for that too. Call 400-4233. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put members' success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Don't forget, I just gave you one keyword to win $5,000. I've got another keyword coming up for you sometime between now and 6 o'clock for another chance to win $1,000. It's the 5K a day giveaway. We're giving away $1,000 5 times a day right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Arizona lost to BYU over the weekend by a score of 33-27. They just could not get the big stop when they needed it.
All right, first and goal now at the Arizona 2. 24 seconds showing. Bachmeier to the shotgun will take it rolling right. Now he's going to run it. He's in the end zone. Touchdown BYU. And now a decision for the Cougars. Do they go for 2 and try and possibly win it here? Looks like they're going to send Farron out to try and tie it up.
Yeah, tough to stop a big quarterback like Bear Bachmeier late in the ball game, who had a lot of success running the football. Second leading rusher on that team. They ran for over 280 yards in the game. We heard from the coordinators today. Seth Doege, Danny Gonzalez were back. Last week they kind of handed the reins off to a couple of the positional coaches, as we heard from Bobby Wade last week on the offensive side, and Josh Bringle, the linebackers coach, on the defensive side. Let's hear from Danny Gonzalez, who, again, always very colorful, always very detailed, and what he has to say about each game. Here's what he had to say about the 33-27 double overtime loss by the Wildcats to BYU.
I've sat up here and said this before. I hate losing more than I enjoy winning. And as gut-wrenching as that was, if the city of Tucson wants to be mad at somebody in the Wildcat Nation, go ahead and be mad at me. I begged you, and Coach B, we really convinced you to dig in and buy in on this football team. And when you lose a game like that, it's gut-wrenching, and everybody wants to burn the village down and get rid of everything. And we're in the process of building something that I think can be special. There's going to be those growing pains. We didn't finish an opportunity that we sat in control of it. And much like the Kansas State game, with 5 minutes to go, we put the defense out there. And I sat here in this chair on March 22nd, 2025, and said, we have enough talent to be a top 10, top 15 defense in this country. And guess what? We're a top 15 defense in this country through 6 games. And so our ideas, doesn't matter what happens the rest of the game, if we've got an opportunity and a touchdown lead or a 10-point lead with 7 minutes to go or 4 minutes to go, put us on the field and we'll close it. We didn't. We had opportunities and we didn't. Referees aren't excuses. We had an opportunity. It took them 8 plays to score from the 8-yard line. And we had opportunities to get off the field. We didn't.
I like what he said there. Referees are not excuses. That's what I say. You can't sit here and yell and scream about what call you got, what call you didn't get. At the end of the day, that's it. The other side was yelling about calls too. You go back and watch. Obviously, there was a targeting call against Noah Fafita when he got hit from behind on what looked to me like it was just a clear hit from behind, a blind side hit. But BYU got called for a targeting there, and it wasn't, or at least a personal foul on the quarterback, roughing the passer. They waived off the targeting, so the player in question did not get ejected out of the ball game. But there's always going to be calls that go on both sides. But again, he's right. He's right, and that's what we talked a little bit about on Saturday night. You were able to get away. Your defense was able to get off the field against Kansas State. When Kansas State had the ball, had a chance to go down and win the game. And your defense was able to get off the field. And this time they weren't. And that's just unfortunately the nature of how this whole thing goes. We can say, yeah, the offense should have gotten some first downs in both those games. This is what I said. I said that Seth Doege had a chance to put both those games away on the offensive side of the ball. He couldn't do it. His defense bailed him out against Kansas State. They couldn't bail him out against BYU. And that's why really you hand this loss to all phases of the game. I said yesterday, all phases of the game. Offense didn't do what they needed to do when they had a chance to shut the game down. Defense, one of the best in the country, couldn't do what they needed to do, and that was get off the field when they were up 10 in the fourth quarter. And special teams didn't do what they needed to do when they gave up a punt that set up BYU with a short field in that game. Danny Gonzalez, more from Danny Gonzalez on, he mentioned patience. You can't tear the whole thing down after one loss. He spoke about BYU and what they've built over time because it takes time. I spoke about that in the first hour. It takes time to build a program. Here's more from Danny Gonzalez on what they're building and their fact that he feels like they're building it in the right direction.
All the let's burn the village down, like understand we're building with continuity. We've been here for a year and a half. This is a good football team in Tucson. Are we great yet? We are not. Are we elite yet? We are not. Can we get there between now and the end of the season? We can if they keep attacking it. And I said this way back then too. You don't have to have the most talent. You have to have enough. And we have enough talent to be a good football team. We don't have enough talent to beat ourselves in critical moments. And so I'm still all in. I love the 5-2-0. Absolutely freaking think this place is fantastic. Okay, and the emotion and the passion from Saturday, I'm glad it hurt people. Okay? It sucks that we lost. Freaking hate that. Like I said, I hate freaking losing. I mean, I'm walking out the field, my wife thinks I'm freaking crying. I'm just violently ill. Because you put all that in, and the fact that the city of Tucson felt the same way, and they're a little pissed off because we had a 10-point lead, guess what? That means people care.
Yeah. That means people were beginning to believe, like I said yesterday, beginning to believe at 4-1 that maybe this team might be much, much better than we thought they were. And that's why anytime you have a lead that late in the game and you don't get it done, you don't finish it, it's grossly disappointing. Grossly disappointing if you're a fan of that team. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Dragon Ball, your thoughts on what you heard from Danny Gonzalez there.
I love the terminology of "don't burn the village down." I think that we've had a lot of like different pieces of dialogue that Danny Gonzalez has thrown our way that we've thought that those were like the quotes to pull away. This absolutely was the quote that you wanted to go ahead and save over on the side and say that we're going to bring this up again sometime later, because it is like you said, it's disappointing when you potentially have a game, all intents and purposes, won, at least it looks like from the initial onset, and then suddenly you don't. It's not necessarily the end of the world. Sometimes you have to be able to understand that it is possible to do everything right and still lose. And that's not failure, that's just life. And the fact of the matter is that he's absolutely right. We can't get down on this team, either side of it, because of a couple of bad breaks one way or the other. I mean, we talked about the spot of the ball on the 4th down that we thought wasn't going to be converted, and we talk about, just how difficult it is to go ahead and stop a guy like Bear, who is, again, that's probably the most unfair +1 football I think you can find in the country, to quote Kelvin Efon, with the +1 where you have the quarterback as the main runner.
Yeah.
That might be the most unfair +1 in the country because of how big of a quarterback Bear is. That being said, they were in it. They were in that game, and that's not a chump BYU squad either. This was a good showing from this squad. How well they do against Houston is going to be the real test, because again, this is going to be on the road. You're up against a squad that, for all intents and purposes, looks to be at least some semblance of competitive in the Big 12 for the Big 12 championship game appearance that they may or may not have. But this is a squad that if they can compete with BYU, they can compete with Houston. I fully believe that. And we'll just have to see how that happens on Saturday morning. And it's going to be a bright and early morning, too.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. These are two teams that are very even across the board, and so it's difficult to win on the road, and it's a place, again, the Wildcats have won one time in 7 games on the road in the Brent Brennan era. You've got to be, again, that piece, you've got to begin to play better on the road. Will they win? Maybe, maybe not, but you got to play better, and they have not necessarily always played very well on the road, at least so far through 7 games in this regime. We'll have it for you Saturday morning, starting bright and early. It is a 9 o'clock kickoff. That means that our pregame show will begin at 4:30 in the morning on Saturday. Look at Cricket's mouth is just dropped onto the floor.
That's like earlier than when I get here. Dragon Ball gets here to do traffic and stuff.
Yeah, no,
that's early.
5:30 is usually when I try to get in to do the traffic spots, and that's going to be a very early start to the day.
Big time. When will you guys wrap up? Like 12 hours later?
Well, that we finalized that today because there's a basketball game on Saturday as well.
Oh my
so
gosh.
Yeah, we might not actually be done till around 6:30 in the evening. How about that? That's 14 hours.
Dang, you guys.
4:30 in the morning. Because here's what we're gonna do. Since you brought it up, programming announcement. So Saturday, there's a football game and a basketball game. So the football game obviously is at 9 a.m., and it should be well over, provided there's no weather delays down in Houston, before we get to basketball. However, we will go to basketball at 1:30. Now, that means that we will not have a full post-game show for football right after the game. We'll have a partial post-game show right after the game, and then we'll have the remainder of the post-game show after the basketball game. So whenever the basketball game ends, which we were thinking will probably be right around maybe 4:30-ish, that broadcast will end because the game starts at 2. Then we'll pick back up the football post-game show. So, yeah, we could be going. You stay with us all day. We'll be with you from 4:30 to probably about 6:30 at night.
Wow.
On Saturday.
Long day.
14 hours of Arizona athletics right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Do you guys have like sponsors? Like people should like bring you food,
right?
Like like catering or something.
We have a lot. Well, we got a lot of what they call it HVAC sponsors. Alaskan Air Conditioning. I don't think they're selling food over there.
Oh dang it!
Yeah, we got. I haven't really looked at the list to see who I don't think we have a ton of food sponsors. Period. We have like beer and all that kind of thing. So if you want to bring beer, that's fine. We'll need that to survive. For sure.
You'll need some nourishments, too.
We need some food. Yeah, we need to get a food sponsor. We need to have somebody catering us here.
That'd be cool.
Maybe we got to talk to Kenny about that. Kenny, we're working 14 hours on Saturday. You need to be catering us over here this Saturday. Were you a Diane Keaton fan, Cricket?
Yes.
Yes? Did you have a favorite of her movies?
What was her name in Godfather? Was it Kay?
Kay Adams Corleone.
Yes.
Yes.
I thought she was great in that.
Yeah, that was a good one early on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would say, I always knew who she was. I don't know that there were like a whole lot of movies that I would say were in my genre that I would watch. I think I probably remember her most from Father of the Bride in 1991, which was the movie she did with Steve Martin. Because Steve Martin was absolutely one of my favorite comedians when I was growing up. So that would probably, if I had to say that my favorite movie that she was in, it would probably be Father of the Bride.
She did some good stuff.
Yeah, because I don't know that I knew probably who she was in The Godfather in the early 70s. Or even if I saw it later on, I probably didn't really know who she was at that point. Now, later in life, I think I saw it, like, after Father of the Bride, I saw her there. Then I went back and watched The Godfather and then said, oh, okay. That was her from her early, like 19 years ago.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, rest in peace to Diane Keaton. It is DK on the Sports Tip. We're going to talk some more football. We'll hear more from the coordinator straight ahead. What was Seth Dagy's thoughts on the game falling apart the other night? Did you get a lot of rain where you live on Saturday?
So. Not the epic 9 or 8 inches that they said we were going to get.
Right. I think everybody kind of finished out right around 1.5 to 2 inches.
Mm-hmm.
There were some pockets on the east side. I think they got as much as 4. Because for whatever reason, it rains more over there on that side of town
why?
Than any. I don't know.
It's not fair.
That's what it seems like. Most of this, like even monsoon season, most of the storms seem to come east to west, at least during the summer months. So I don't know if there's something about that path of the city or the way that that's part of the city sits that maybe they get a little bit more rain. But yeah, I think pretty much everybody got about 1.5 to 2 inches, which was way less than, like you said, the 7 inches that the European model.
Yes, exactly.
That's why we never follow those European models, right? They don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
All right, Cricket's getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
And from the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions reported Speedway Boulevard at I-10, 29th Street in Swan, Ina and Oracle, and also Tanque Verde and Sabino Canyon. Road work with some construction restrictions and slowdowns on and off throughout the day at Ajo Way and Keno. 60, the overnight low, 80, sunny skies tomorrow, and 82 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by eBay.
So I was on eBay because I'm absolutely obsessed
with this rare hologram trading card. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. eBay had it. They even had
the perfect parts that fit my car.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay.
Here's the tale of the daily Medfill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings Wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap GoodRx, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. The deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon
salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. There's a rumor that summer could finally be coming to an end. A big relief for us, but your car is probably still feeling the effects of the brutal summer heat. So now is the perfect time to stop by any of the 14 area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a complimentary check of your tires, battery, brakes, coolant levels, and wiper blades. And if you're in the market for tires, you'll save big this month on our Arizona-approved collection of tires, like the smooth-riding, long-lasting Michelin Defender 2. With factory rebates and instant savings, you'll get back up to $200. And we've got lots more tires that can tackle Arizona's extremes like BF Goodrich and Uniroyal with big savings right now. Visit jackfurriers.com to check out all the specials, and for fast, friendly service, you can make an appointment online. Call ahead or just drive up and find out why Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the locals' favorite for tires and automotive repair. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
From offices and warehouses to retail spaces and restaurants, the right lighting transforms your environment. At Arizona Commercial Lighting, we've been proudly locally owned and operated for nearly 40 years. Our extensive inventory of in-stock lighting solutions is designed to meet both commercial and residential needs, with quality, variety, and value you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at 1436 East 17th Street. Be sure to ask about available TEP rebates. Arizona Commercial Lighting, powering business through precision lighting.
A proud sponsor of the University of Arizona radio broadcast.
If you're ready to build your dream home, let the Window Depot help. Our expertise spans more than 20 years helping contractors provide custom windows built to last. Our in-house design team works closely with you and your contractor to create the perfect windows. From design to delivery, your contractor will have exactly what they need when they need it. And with the largest inventory and unbeatable prices, your dream windows are just a step away. Visit us in store to get started or find a location near you at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot. Best prices, biggest inventory.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no. How bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
Hi, I'm Mike Yam with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Week 6 of the NFL season, it wrapped up Monday night with a doubleheader. The Falcons, they upset the Bills 24-14 in Atlanta, and the Bears stunned the Commanders 25-24 in a rematch of last year's Hail Mary thriller. Quarterback Michael Penix Jr. connected with Drake London 10 times for 158 yards and a touchdown. Bijan Robinson, a career-high 238 yards from scrimmage, including an 81-yard touchdown run in that victory. Meanwhile, Josh Allen threw 2 interceptions in the Bills' second straight loss. Game number 2, the Commanders. Their quarterback, Jaden Daniels, fumbled the ball late in the fourth quarter to help set up a game-winning 38-yard field goal by Bears kicker Jake Moody. Elsewhere, the Titans relieving their head coach Brian Callahan. Senior offensive assistant Mike McCoy will serve as the interim head coach. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Are you a parent of a 2 to 8-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting offer, then head to abcmouse.com/radio to learn more. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
We're offering a promo at abcmouse.com/radio to try it for free for a month, then $14.99 per month until canceled. Go to abcmouse.com/radio to see this offer. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Actual ABC Mouse users compensated for their testimonials, sponsored by Age of Learning.
Selling your home, it's one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. You could go it alone, trying to navigate market trends, determine fair pricing, and tackle tricky negotiations on your own. You could second-guess every decision, wondering if you're doing it right. Then there's the showings, the offers, and the mountain of paperwork. Or you could work with the expertise of a realtor. here to guide and help protect as you make your next big move. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Here's your shot at winning $1,000. It's $5K a day on Wildcats Radio 1290. Text the national keyword SAVE right now to 95819. That's SAVE to 95819. We'll text you back to confirm your entry. Data and message rates may apply. Please don't text and drive.
Your shot at $5K a day is happening now. Listen for the national keyword 5 times each weekday. Then text the keyword to 95819. 5 winners, $1,000 each. $5K a day.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Noah will take the snap. Back to throw. Looking middle. Sliding left. Here comes pressure. Flushed out of the pocket. Throws it up for grabs in the end zone. Intercepted by BYU. They'll take over now at their own 5. Well, it was probably going to be BYU football either way.
Yeah.
And it will go as an interception.
It's a bummer, though. Not get points out of that.
On the field is an interception. First down, BYU. Timeout on the field.
Olsen fell down when the ball was in the air. He may have had a shot at trying to go get it, but he slipped.
Yep, that was one of the opportunities that the Wildcats had in the red zone in the game on Saturday against BYU, which they lost 33-27. We heard from Seth Doege today at the coordinator's press conference. Here's Seth on why the Wildcats failed in the red zone.
Too many mistakes in the red zone, whether it be penalties, whether it be missed assignments, whether it be missed throws. You just can't. You're not going to be able to score that way. And so that was the most disappointing thing. And then I think in overtime, obviously the hold that neglects a touchdown, I really felt like that was game over when we scored. That put us in a hole. And then, I felt like Noah, gave us a chance on that last play to extend the game. So a lot of positives, obviously heartbreaking. Danny says this all the time. There's no moral victories for me. At the end of the day, we didn't get it done. We had a chance offensively, especially with 4 minutes left to extend it. You have to run the ball the first 2 plays just to keep the drive going, to keep the clock running. You have to. I felt like the second play, they finally gave us coverage, in a normal down that we actually had, an advantage box, and we ended up getting 1 yard maybe. And so, on the third down call, we have Chris Hudson wide open on the return route. We just can't get to him because we can't pass off the twist game correctly. So, lack of execution kind of ended that drive. And so, like I said, at the end of the day, we didn't get it done, and there's a lot of things to clean up. But I'm really proud of our kids because they freaking battled.
So one of the things we talked about yesterday was the analytics of the when to go and when to kick the field goal down on the goal line. And just listening to Seth there when he talked about the series where they had a chance to, they had the ball in a 7-point lead and you get a couple first downs and run the clock out and win the game. And he talked about that series, and he said, basically what he said was, you have to run the ball on the first 2 downs. He said you have to run the ball. And that goes back to what I was talking about Saturday night when I said that, it's frustrated me all my life. All my life it has frustrated me to watch teams that I root for or follow have a lead late like that, and they run the football, which the Wildcats did the first 2 downs. They ran the football, and then they tried to throw it on a 3rd and 7 to see if they could advance the chains. But he just told you right there, you have to run on the first 2 downs. So going back to the analytics, clearly that's what the analytics say. When you've got a 7-point lead and 3 minutes to go and you're trying to get a first down, that you run the ball on the first 2 plays to keep the clock moving. And both Brent Brennan and Seth Doege both said this week on 3rd down, the preference would have been on the 3rd down play for Noah not to throw an incompletion there, but once he got out of the pocket, just to run it, so that BYU would have had to have taken another timeout in that situation. But you got a quarterback. He's trying to make a play. He threw it. It was incomplete. The clock stops. You punt the ball. You don't cover the punt well, and now BYU is where they are. But I thought it was interesting the way that Seth said that you've when he, in addressing that series, what I call the shutdown series, he said you've got to run it on the first 2 plays. Did it shock you, Dragon Ball, that he basically said it that way? You have to run the ball on the first 2 plays.
It makes sense you don't want to go ahead and take a negative play immediately starting that drive, particularly when you're in the red zone and you're nearing a goal-to-go situation, because the last thing you want to have to do is make it where it's a 2nd and goal from the 15 because you took a 6-yard sack or something to that nature.
Well, no, I'm not even talking about the red zone here. I'm talking about when they had the ball and they were trying to kill the clock to win the game. So they're I think they were, I have to pull up the box score, but I think they started that drive on like their 30-yard line.
Oh, okay. No, that one I also kind of, I get it, because your main goal there, if you're trying to milk the clock, is you have to take the clock off. If you give them a play that only lasts 6 seconds versus a play and the setup to the next play that takes a total of maybe 44, 46 seconds, that's a big difference in regards to the clock. I can totally comprehend that, because you do that twice and all of a sudden you've taken over a minute of opportunity from your opponent to go ahead and try to get the win in their favor, to get the game in their favor. I get it. But at the same time, if you do it consistently, it becomes almost to the point where it's predictable. You can't do the, hey, diddle, Rogel up the middle every single play and expect it to go ahead and win on the first down. That's just not how that works. You have to be willing to do something out of the box and try to get the win there. In that situation, probably would have been good to have a play action out of the RPO, out of the shotgun, something similar to that.
Right.
But if you're really that desperate to say, we need to not only take time off the clock just to make sure that they don't have an opportunity to score, we have to give our defense some time to recover and really prepare what their next 4 or 5 plays are going to be coming out of the next possession. Because that's also the other facet to it, too. Danny Gonzalez's squad was tired having to deal with that running game, because we talked about it yesterday. That BYU running back's a problem. That BYU running back was a monster dealing with that all day long.
I mean, those are the teams you're going to lose to this year. You're going to lose to teams that got good running backs that can run up the middle for 162 yards.
Yeah.
You're not going to win a lot of those. I don't think Arizona's going to win a lot of those games.
No. And just the fact that you need to give the defense an opportunity to go ahead and get a little bit of understanding, like, okay, what does our defensive line rotation look like right now? Who is going to be capable of going out on that field for the next drive when we have to make another stop? Because there was no doubt they were going to have to. There was no doubt about that. But definitely get to a point where it gets a little bit too predictable if you want to run on 1st and 2nd down repeatedly in those, clock sapping moments.
Yeah. All right, so that was the explanation for what happened in terms of failed red zone, as well as failed opportunity to run the clock out on that final possession from Seth Doege. Now, I said one of the things I said last week was that your best red zone threat is Trey Spivey. And you didn't get the ball to Trey Spivey on any of those red zone plays. So let's hear from Seth Doege on them trying to get the ball to Trey Spivey during that game.
Why was the tight end targeted more than Spivey? Well, the tight end was targeted more than Spivey because twice we had to check the ball down. He's the check down. We call it an over route where Nunu's wide open. We get interior pressure. He has to escape, and the only thing you can find is the tight end in the flat, one target. Then we run like a double post, I think on like the 18. They cover it up. The check down is the return route target. We get 9 yards there. The two calls that we had to target the tight end, one was a wheel route that I feel like Noah missed, and he'll tell you that he missed. I think there's 2 throws he wished he had back, and this is one of them. We had a show fake with a double post wheel. It actually gets the linebacker carrying the tight end to step down. So we have a step, and Noah's just a little slow to get to it, and he rushes the throw, and it sails on him. That's a target. Down in the red zone, we call an RPO with a flat screen, and it's supposed to be cracked by the inside player, and the outside player runs off. We bust. We ran that all week. It was probably one of the more confident calls I've had in my sheet, just because of the way they played, and we had it dialed up perfectly. We just didn't execute it correctly. Target. The one that we threw to him late on 3rd and 6, that was pretty aggressive. Like I really like that ball to be handed. That was really more for a man-to-man crack if they gave us pressure. So we got to target it there. And then I did call some plays to get Spivey a touch. We called a stutter around midfield that he didn't win on. And then we called an over that they covered up. That was trying to get him a deep over. And then we threw a comeback to him late that I felt was contested, but I feel like he still could have made that play. And so, like, at the end of the day, like, I understand what it says on paper, but yeah, I'm trying to get the playmakers the balls now. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get our best players the ball. Like you saw, Chris Hudson was playing well. I was trying to feed him. I thought he was a different type of receiver, a guy that we saw at fall camp, and that I felt like we could lean on, especially with him playing that well. So I felt good about where we were going with the football. The ball did find the tight end quite a bit, just on some checkdowns and some screens. Like I said, some of them weren't supposed to be there. And like I said, I wanted Spivey to get involved. Every time I tried to get him involved, it seemed like it was the wrong coverage, and we didn't win.
All right, that was Seth Dagey talking about, just again, why they tried to get the ball to Spivey, why it went maybe more to the tight ends than they had planned. Those were checkdowns, and that's how things kind of transpired in the red zone in that ball game for your Arizona Wildcats. It sounds like, again, it sounds like it sounded 2 weeks ago that they're still trying to figure it out. He said a couple times in that press conference today, he said that, again, when you're talking about zone read, I can call it as a run, but then the quarterback may decide not to give it to the running back. He may decide to keep it and try to make a play out of it. And he indicated that there were some instances there where Noah might have gotten too aggressive in trying to make a pass play on a play that was really designed to be a run. So they're still trying to figure this out in year one of these two guys working together. And hey, again, yeah, it may take some time. They're 4-2 after 6 games.
Better to be figuring it out in year one than trying to figure it out in year 5.
Right, exactly.
Don't burn the village down yet.
Don't burn down the village. That's the motto of the day. Don't burn down the village. We can get more into that coming up. All right, we're going to talk some Sugar Skulls football. The Sugar Skulls have a new majority owner. It is Edmund Marquez. He is scheduled to join us next. DK on the Sports Tip. Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Sandario near Snyder Hill Road is closed. Sandario closed near Snyder Hill Road due to a sinkhole. Collisions reported Mission south of Silver Lake, Speedway Boulevard at I-10, 29th Street in Swan, Ina and Oracle, also Tanque Verde and Sabino Canyon. Backups for traffic on Campbell at Glen due to road work. Use Tucson Boulevard or Mountain Avenue instead. 60 the low, 80 sunny skies tomorrow, and 82 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Today's not just any day, it's your lucky day. Staples Easy Deal Days are extended now through October 18th. Easy Rewards members score up to 40% off more than 1,000 products in-store and online. Head to your local Staples store or visit staples.com to save while supplies last. Staples, that was easy.
More fiber and laxatives, eh?
Who are you?
I'm Future You.
Future me? Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Our doctor figured it out. It's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. There's a rumor that summer could finally be coming to an end. A big relief for us, but your car is probably still feeling the effects of the brutal summer heat. So now is the perfect time to stop by any of the 14 area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a complimentary check of your tires, battery, brakes, coolant levels, and wiper blades. And if you're in the market for tires, you'll save big this month on our Arizona-proof collection of tires, like the smooth-riding, long-lasting Michelin Defender 2. With factory rebates and instant savings, you'll get back up to $200. And we've got lots more tires that can tackle Arizona's extremes like BF Goodrich and Uniroyal with big savings right now. Visit jackfurriers.com to check out all the specials. And for fast, friendly service, you can make an appointment online. Call ahead or just drive up and find out why Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the locals' favorite for tires and automotive repair. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Hello, everybody.
Gary, why are you wearing a...
Hold on, Ron. Every time Gary walks in here wearing some goofy costume, you always say, Gary, why are you wearing that?
Yeah, but...
And then it turns into some long-winded story about Alaskifications.
Yeah, but...
Then Gary says something ridiculous.
Yeah, but...
And you agree that an Alaskification before winter is the best way to prepare for cold weather.
Yeah, but...
And how Alaskan AC guarantees no breakdowns.
Yeah, but...
And all it does is encourage Gary to walk around wearing a stupid-looking ski mask that no person in his right mind would get caught dead wearing.
Yeah, but he's wearing my ski mask.
Keeping my head protected, just like the Alaskification protects your heater.
My ski mask isn't stupid looking.
Look who's wearing it.
I choose to ignore that remark.
Because you know another one is coming.
Take off that stupid ski mask.
See?
And that's why you should schedule your Alaskification today.
What did we accomplish here?
I'm not sure, but today is a good day to Alaskify. Schedule now at alaskanac.com.
It's basketball season, Wildcat fans, and tickets are on sale now. It's no secret the McHale Center is one of the most electric atmospheres in the country. And now is your chance to be part of the madness as Tommy Lloyd, Jaden Bradley, and the rest of the Wildcats compete for a Big 12 title. Get your tickets now by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/MBK or call the McHale Center ticket office at 520-621-2287. That's 520-621-CATS.
$1,000 is a pretty good chunk of change.
All right, yeah!
And we're giving you 5 chances a day to win. 5 winners a day, $1,000 each, every weekday. That's $5K a day.
No freaking way.
Listen for the national text keywords, weekdays, 5 times a day for your chance to win $1,000 with $5K a day.
Oh my God!
5 chances to win $1,000, $5K a day.
Keep listening for your chance to text the national keyword right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is Bill Ryder with the Sports Minute, sponsored by Napa, the pros that know how to keep your business moving at full speed. The AFC has not been this wide open since the 1990s. The Chiefs are 3-3 and lackadaisical. The Buffalo Bills have won 4 games against teams with a total of 3 wins, and we know that the Ravens' season is over, and that means if you're the Colts or the Jags or the Steelers or the Chargers, this is your moment. You better seize it. I'm Bill Ryder.
At Napa, we've spent the last 100 years building our business into an engine that powers yours. Whether you're big or small, national or local, Napa has the automotive solutions your business needs to stay moving. And it's all driven by a nationwide network of quality parts and exceptional service on one mission: to keep your business moving full speed ahead. That's why we are the pros that know.
Napa know how.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We've been talking a lot of football in this second hour of the show. We're going to talk some more right now, local football, but not U of A. How about your Tucson Sugar Skulls, who have a new ownership group? The team was established by Kevin and Kathy Guy. Kevin Guy, the head coach of the Arizona Rattlers. Kathy pretty much was running the team down here. They are still going to be involved in this new ownership group, but they will take a back seat to the new majority owner, and his name is Edmund Marquez. He's been on the program before. You know him as one of the main leaders over at Rio Nuevo here in Tucson, and he joins us now. Edmund, we appreciate you taking some time on this exciting day for you all and the Tucson Sugar Skulls, announcing this new ownership group that includes the likes of Dennis Benet, longtime head football coach over at South Point Catholic, Jim Toffel, who recently took over the Tucson Racket Club, I believe, last year, and is revamping that. So you got a lot of folks that are involved in some aspect of sports here in Southern Arizona as a part of this ownership group, with you leading this. How did this all come together, Edmund?
Yeah, thank you for having me. Super exciting time. Today's been a whirlwind as we announced the new ownership group for the Tucson Sugar Skulls. Gosh, in 2019, Tucson Sugar Skulls came to town, part of a Rio Nuevo investment as we brought them into the Tucson Convention Center. I got to know Kevin and Kathy Guy and, really bonded with Kevin. We'd have lunch, every so often, and I would just get down deep into the kind of the business office of the team and the operations and what they were doing marketing-wise or sponsorship-wise, and we just built a really nice rapport. And I've been a big supporter. In Rio Nuevo, we have tickets for the game, so I'd go and I'd take buddies. And every time I took somebody to a Sugar Skulls game, my friends wanted to return because it was just a blast. It's the closest you can get to a professional football game, literally a foot away. Sometimes the players will come over during kickoff and take one of your nachos or something. You're that close to the action. And, Kevin called me about a month ago, said, "Are you interested?" I didn't hesitate. I said, "Yes, I'm all in. Let's go." And I thought I was just going to buy a piece of the team, and it just, as things progressed, I ended up buying the majority of the team. It's myself and Ollie Farhang, who founded the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl, with the majority, and then we took the rest of the percentages. Kevin and Kathy Guy are still part of the team. We need them as advisors, and of course, they own a piece still. And then we took the rest of that percentage, and it took about 40 minutes, and we brought 10 more investors in who were super excited with every person that we called. And we said, not only will you buy a piece of the team and you'll be part of the Tucson Sugar Skulls ownership, but you also have to sponsor the team or buy a suite. You have to use your network here in town. You have to help us sell season tickets. You have to help us sell sponsorships. So you have basically 13 CEOs focused on Tucson Sugar Skulls, bringing us into relevance and helping us win championships.
Why did you guys feel like, and I've said before, I mean, and I know you said it in your press conference today, kudos for the guys for making this happen here in Southern Arizona. I honestly, though, I always thought the relationship between this team and Arizona Rattlers was a little incestuous kind of thing. And why did y'all feel like we needed to maybe kind of separate that and create our own entity here, or at least try to maybe branch into a different direction to get this team to where you want to get it as being one of the better teams in this league?
Yeah, I think when you look at the personalities that are involved, we're all hyper competitive. I think when it comes to Kevin and Kathy Guy, Kathy obviously put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into operating the team, but Kevin's a legend in the IFL. I know we need Kevin as we navigate the waters of the IFL. And we wanted the best path forward to be, if not the best team, one of the best teams in the country when it comes to the Indoor Football League. And having Kevin as as a mentor from the football side of things is great. I will be super strong from the business office side of this. You kind of have three pieces to your team. You have the business office, you have the physical team with your coaches and players, then you have your game day experience. And I'm going to say very confidently, Kevin will learn from me on the business office side of things, and I'm going to learn from him from the football team side of things. But we're super excited. We're all rowing the boat in the same direction with the ownership group. Everybody you saw on stage today at the press conference were handpicked. You mentioned Jim Toffel. You mentioned Dennis Benet. You almost have to look at it like a board of directors for a nonprofit. Like, this is definitely won't be nonprofit. We're here to make money with this team. But as you look at kind of the board structure, everyone's got to choose a committee. And you either have to choose, you're going to be involved in group ticket sales, you're going to be involved in sponsorships, you're going to be involved in game day operations. And it's amazing. Like, when I went to go interview 4 individuals as we chose a head coach, I took Dennis Benet with me. Pima County Sports Hall of Fame, 2013 championship with South Point, a legendary local coach. And to have his ears and eyes in those interviews was tremendous. It was so valuable. I just want to be able to make the most intelligent decisions possible. We continually tell our team and our front office we want to operate like an NFL team. We want to run at a level in which we are aiming for a championship every single year, because not only are we looking to have fun owning this team, but we want to win. Like, we're doing this to win, and we want to bring a great product to Tucson. The Tucson deserves this. Like, we need to create a product here that we're so proud of. We obviously have our Arizona Wildcats, which I'm a massive Wildcat fan, but I need them to equally be excited about our Tucson Sugar Skulls.
Edwin Marquez is our guest. He's the new majority owner for the Tucson Sugar Skulls. He will own 25% of that team. Others involved with ownership levels of 20% down to 5%. Edmund, you mentioned obviously you were involved in the head coaching new head coaching search. Rayshon Kaiser is the latest head coach. This is a team that's gone through a lot of head coaches. We just had Danny Gonzalez talking today about how important continuity is in a football program, and this is one of the other issues I've had with the Sugar Skulls is there has been no continuity in terms of the head coaching seat. How important is that element to you, that you find the right leaders and let those leaders stay in those positions so that you guys can get this right?
Yeah, you're right on. I'll tell you, and I said it from the press conference, I found out through the interview process, and now that he's in town, Rayshon Kaiser is a great human being. He's a great man, and I'm really excited about him. I've really enjoyed him being here in town. But you're right. And so I took him to the BYU U of A game, and we were talking there for a second, and I said, what's your vision here? And the vision really is for him to be here long term. Obviously, it takes winning, right? You got to win. But the goal is to build something and to build a culture for the Tucson Sugar Skulls. I do think you had Kevin really focusing on the Rattlers. You had Kathy focusing on the Sugar Skulls. And they really worked their tails off to do that. I think you now have 13 CEOs concentrating on the culture and the success. So we're going to do whatever we can to help Rayshon Kaiser. Amazing guy. Started with the New York Jets, went to the Canadian Football League, came to the IFL, became the interception. He holds the record for the most interceptions in a season for the IFL. You should see his offensive coordinator that he brought in, James Fuller, learned under Bill Belichick with the Patriots. And then I almost forgot the name of that. And then he played. I know it's been a long day. Then he played for he played for the Eagles. He played for the Chargers. This guy was head coach. Our offensive coordinator was head coach of San Antonio last year. 2 years ago, had the #1 offense in the IFL. Like, we are aiming for championship level. We will continue to look to hire the best people, and we'll support them, giving them the best opportunity to be successful here in Tucson.
Edmund Marquez is our guest, new owner of the Tucson Sugar Skulls, also with Rio Nuevo. In fact, you just came out of your Rio Nuevo meeting. Any hot topics that are happening there on the downtown front?
Yeah, gosh, since we're talking to Wildcat Radio, we're discussing Hi-Fi, the bar there at the entrance of downtown. Hi-Fi becoming a U of A themed bar run by Grant Kruger, who is one of the Sugar Skulls investors. And that'd be a great corner to activate. I now have to recuse myself from any vote related to that because I'm now conflicted because Grant is one of my investors. But I'm happy to be conflicted because I know Grant will do an amazing job there on that corner. But that's U of A themed. And if you notice, Rio Nuevo, we recently did a partnership with University of Arizona Athletics where you start seeing the banners downtown, the coaches shows will be coming downtown. The caravan that they do each season is coming downtown. You're going to just start seeing more of a connection between the downtown area and University of Arizona Athletics, which is exciting because we love our Wildcats.
What's obviously the Sugar Skulls will be opening up their 10th season this coming weekend at the Tucson Arena. Anything new on what that future of that franchise is?
For the Sugar Skulls?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sorry with the Roadrunners. With the Roadrunners.
Okay, Roadrunners. Roadrunners, I got to tell you, like the more I dive deep on the Roadrunners, Bob Hoffman does a fantastic job of operating that program. And one of the things I mentioned on stage, there's going to be more collaboration between the Sugar Skulls, the Roadrunners, FC Tucson baseball team. There should be a ticket that a family is able to purchase for an affordable ticket where they can go see all four of these sports in our community. We got to continue to rally around. You're going to see a lot more collaboration, especially between. I've already had conversations with Bob Hoffman and John Perlman of FC Tucson. You're going to start seeing much more collaboration between those three professional sports.
That's awesome to hear right there, and I know they were there supporting you guys with that announcement earlier today. Well, Edmund, this is exciting for sure, and we love to see this new local energy being pumped into this franchise. And you've got 2 more years, obviously, under the deal for the championship game here to be in Southern Arizona, and so wouldn't mind seeing Tucson being one of those 2 championship games here coming up in the near future.
That's the goal. I mean, we are going to fast forward so that we can take advantage of these championship games being in town. The gas pedal is down. So if you're listening to this, please, what we need, first step is we got to fill those seats. We need Tucson to rally around our team. So season tickets went on sale today. Please go buy your season tickets. And I mentioned it at a radio show I did earlier. We opened up our sale of our suites around our field today. 9 of 12 sold out before I got into my last meeting.
Wow.
It's happening. It's coming.
That's awesome. Hey, Edmund, I appreciate you taking some time to join us.
You got it. Thank you, David. Appreciate it.
Edmund Marquez, the new majority owner for your Tucson Sugar Skulls. He is now in charge along with 13 others. He mentioned 13 CEOs. Kind of sounds like the Green Bay Packers. 13 CEOs owning the Tucson Sugar Skulls. Maybe we can get them to change, because, I'm from Cleveland. Maybe we can get them to change the blue and the black and gold colors to green and gold instead. Which, I don't mind black and gold. Those are my fraternity colors too. So we can keep those. But I know that there's a Steelers connotation behind those colors as well. All right, we've got much more coming up for you straight ahead. 5 o'clock hour. We'll dive into some more Arizona football as well. We'll get you up to speed on everything happening in Major League Baseball. It is DK on the Sports Tip. 520-848-1290. If you want to get in on the conversation, Dragon Ball's got everything happening in sports here in Southern Arizona, as well as sports around the world.
Well, we do have some updates here. Start marking your calendars, ladies and gentlemen, and look to schedule your days well. Wildcats fans, they have the official start time for some of your Arizona men's basketball games coming up this season, including a majority of the early contests already for November, as well as October and December. We're currently looking at it right now. The game against Florida set for 5 p.m. on TNT True TV. NAU at home, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on November the 11th. The game against UCLA out in L.A. is going to be at 8 p.m. on the Peacock channel. And then the battle against UConn set for 5 p.m. Mountain Time on FS1 on November the 19th. Again, you can check out all those times right now on the Arizona Men's Basketball Twitter page, as they have released that full schedule there currently. Meanwhile, despite the Cowboys falling to 2-3-1 on the year, their recent loss to the Panthers currently has a lot of their fans wondering what their current situation looks like, but owner Jerry Jones remains optimistic the team can still make the postseason run, saying that they are, quote, still in it following recent losses to the Eagles and the Commanders, as Dallas now turns their attention to Washington in a key NFC East battle coming up on Sunday. The NLCS continues tonight. The Dodgers managed to come away with a victory in Game 1, and it fell on the arm of Blake Snell as he dominated the opening gambit of the championship series out in Milwaukee.
again. Churio is out in a 3-2 count. Here comes Snell, and he rings him up. Blake Snell drops a big curve. Caught him guessing. 8 shutout innings, 10 strikeouts tonight.
Again, that 8 innings deep, 10 strikeouts, not only giving up a single run on the day. The Dodgers now look to go ahead and win Game 2 in the first pitch slated just after 5 o'clock, again, out in Milwaukee. And I'm Dragon Ball with your 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. With collisions reported at Swan and Glen and Swan, Speedway and Cherry Avenue and Speedway. Also crash reported on Speedway at I-10. And also Sandario near Snyder Hill Road is closed due to urgent pavement repairs. The 60, the overnight low, 80, sunny tomorrow, and 82 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
More fiber and laxatives, eh? Who are you? I'm future you. Future me? Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Our doctor figured it out. It's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Looking for top-notch lumber and framing? Johnson Manley Lumber has been your trusted expert since 1970, specializing in both residential and commercial projects. Our experienced teams, cutting-edge technology, and reliable supply chain ensure your framing is on time and on budget every time. We're proud to be employee-owned and community-rooted in Tucson. Learn more at johnsonmanley.net. Proud supporter of the University of Arizona radio broadcast. Go Wildcats!
Wildcat fans, Arizona football tickets are on sale now. Join the party at Arizona Stadium all season long as your Arizona Wildcats take on year 2 in the Big 12. There's nothing better than an Arizona football game day, from the tailgating scene to the action on the field. So bring a friend and get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287. That's 621-CATS, or by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/FB. And as always, bear down.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care, a proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Hey, it's Mrs. HVAC. If you're anything like me, a mom, a wife, and maybe a little bit crazy about the air I breathe and the water I drink, then listen up. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing has you in mind with our home wellness check. That's 3 visits a year to make sure your AC is happy, your plumbing isn't plotting against you, and your water isn't secretly weird. We'll even test your water quality because you deserve spa water, not swamp vibes. Let's keep your home sane, even if you're not. Call us today or book online at picturerockscooling.com.
The pumpkin spice latte is back at Starbucks. Crafted with our signature espresso and real pumpkin sauce. Then topped with whipped cream, cinnamon, and nutmeg. The PSL. Get it while it's hot or iced. Only at Starbucks.
For 50 years, Emerge Center Against Domestic Abuse has stood as an example of hope and resilience for survivors of violence in the community. Join in on Saturday, October 18th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Reed Park and come together for the Footsteps for Healing Walk. Walk in solidarity with survivors and families impacted by violence in our community. Register now at emergecenter.org/Footsteps for Healing. Save the date, invite your friends, and be a part of this transformative event. Stand with survivors and take steps towards a safer community.
Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona Athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on this program. You can call us. You can text us. I will, speaking of text, give you a keyword at some point coming up in this hour before we get off the air that you can text to 95819 and have a chance to win $1,000. How about that? That's coming up. So be sure you're listening and have your phone set up and ready to go. Our guy Paul in Phoenix checks in on the text groove. He says, David, I just want to say that all of the Wildcat fans who love Wildcat football and those who are kind of on the fringes should listen to the last 2-3 minutes of Coach Gonzalez's press conference today. Goosebumps, goosebumps, goosebumps. We can do this, Tucson. That's our guy Paul in Phoenix checking in on the text groove. And again, you get Danny will do that to you. Danny Gonzalez will do that to you when he gets up there and gets talking. I've said for over a year that he's my favorite coach to listen to. Talk football, and glad that he's in a coordinator's role now because we get to hear him sit up there and break it down every single week. And we'll dive into maybe tomorrow a few more of the things that he had to say in his press conference today. I did want to give you one more thing that Seth Doege said in his press conference today on the red zone issues that the Wildcats have had. It seemed like, and I didn't go back and look at all the numbers, but it seemed like they were very pass heavy in the red zone this past game against BYU. And Seth Doege today talked about why maybe they didn't try to run the ball more in the red zone.
I think the biggest issue is should I run the ball at times? Absolutely. But it's not like I'm just calling passes. I am calling runs. But you also have to have this element of RPOs just in case they do stack the box. Now, do I think Noah got aggressive at times of going after it? Yes, I do. Do I need to fix that? Yes, I do. Do I take accountability for us not being good in the red zone? Absolutely. That's on me. But I'm going to own it. I'm going to fix it. Like in the overtime drive, we ran the ball. The one that we scored, we did run the ball. And then on the second one, I didn't want to take it out of his hands. Our best player is number one. And so I wanted number one to have the best chance to go win the game. On second down, it was 2nd and 10. I did call a run. We spit, a flat route, which we've never done since I've been here. Just trying to be too aggressive again. And if we hand the ball, it probably walks in. So there was some runs called that I felt like would have been successful runs. We just got to fix how we're throwing RPOs and when we can throw them, and understanding, the difference of what I'm looking for and what I'm not. So I think, again, at the end of the day, yes, it's on me and I need to fix it.
Yeah, they did run the ball 3 straight times on the first overtime drive. The third time was what they thought was a touchdown. Kendrick Risino first play ran for 13, second play ran for 3, third play ran for 9, but the holding on Chuba backed them up. They ran again on a little inside run with Noah And then they tried to throw it on 3rd and 10 and only got 7 and had to kick the field goal. That was the first overtime. And then the second overtime, they did run on the first play but did not get anything. Then they had to throw it the next 2 times to set up the short 4th and 1, in which they got the first down on. And then they threw it 3 of the next 4 plays, including the final play of the game. And you'll remember that we played you the cut early on when he talked about the final play of the game. And basically what he said was Noah gave us a chance on that last play. That's code for you've got to catch the football. Noah gave us a chance on that last play. And he had said earlier that Noah threw some balls away in the red zone on a drive earlier when he could have hit Sam Olsen, when he could have hit Chris Hudson. But what he said on that last play was Noah gave us a chance. Unfortunately, Javon Watley did not catch the football. So Javon Watley. And we had some drops. There were some drops again in that game. That's got to be, again, the receivers have got to do better. They've got to do better for this quarterback. And it's why I always say it's not necessarily one or the other. It's not necessarily one or the other. The receivers have to be better for Noah. That means they've got to catch the football. Who was it? Cameron Barmore, I believe, dropped one early, but came, and credit Cameron Barmore. They talked about him today, and I tweeted that out the night of. He had an excellent block on that touchdown run by Kendrick Reestono. And that was after he had dropped a pass early in the game. A young man that was pressed into action because all of a sudden you don't have Kean Burnett out there, who's a veteran guy, and so you're putting it in the hands of Cameron Barmore, a transfer, who hadn't played a lot for this team. And he was able to get a couple of really good blocks at the end of that game that set up big runs for the Arizona Wildcats. So that was good to see. But, yeah, the receivers still have to be better. They've got to catch the ball, and the quarterback's got to be better. He's got to put the ball on him. There was one play I remember in particular, again, Noah made a couple of, there was some he missed, but there were other throws that maybe weren't right on the receiver, but they were in what I call the catch zone. One stands out to me. I believe it was a 19-yard pass in the third quarter that he hit on a slant route to Chris Hudson. It was high, but it was in the catch zone, and Chris Hudson went up and got it and turned it into a 19-yard gain. It wasn't behind him. It was in the catch zone. The catch zone is in front or maybe a little bit above. But it's in a place where I can catch and maybe make an offensive move down the field. And so, yeah, there's things that this team has got to be better at. And like Danny Gonzalez said, you cannot this team is not good enough to beat itself. They're a good team, but they're not good enough to beat themselves with mistakes. And there were just a few too many mistakes in the red zone in that game when they had a chance to probably get a whole lot more than the 24 points they ended the regulation with and before losing that game in double overtime.
DK, the thing that we always have to remind the casual fan is not every interception is a quarterback's fault. And the same goes for incompletions as well. You cannot always say that, well, if the quarterback was more accurate, then it wouldn't be an incomplete pass. There are times where you can be pretty much on the money. I mean, as perfect as you can put the ball. And sometimes the guy's hand just fails. I mean, that's just how it goes. And, again, sometimes it's excision circumstances where it's like the sun's in their eyes or whatever the case may be. I mean, there's a lot of reasons as to why a receiver can drop a ball. But in the end, the statement stands. A receiver dropped the ball. A running back lost the football. A tackle did not get a hand on the edge rusher. There's a lot of mistakes that can happen over the course of a football game. Not all of it is persistent on the person who touches the ball the second most time of anybody on a football field, which is the center, and that's the quarterback. So I absolutely agree. You leave the ball in the hands of the guy who can make the biggest play, and that's the quarterback in Noah Fifita. I mean, we're talking about a guy who could be probably the Big 12's best passer. Looking at statistics right now, he could be the Big 12 quarterback of the year if he continues on the pace that he is. But
really now,
I think he could be. I mean,
I don't know about that.
Consistently, he's been throwing for over 200 yards per game, and he's had more than a few games with multiple touchdown passes or multiple touchdown runs. I mean, he had one game where it was all touchdown rushes. This is a guy who could very well be, if all things go the right way, could end up being the quarterback of the Big 12 in regards to, the all-conference teams and things like that. He has the talent for it. It's just a matter of, does everybody else do what the job is expected of them and make sure that we don't have those mistakes going into those late game situations where you can't afford those at all.
Our guy, Rich Carrillo, I think, would disagree with you on that.
Oh, sure.
Rich Carrillo chimes in. He says, Noah's stats are inflated. Were inflated in wins over Weber State and Oregon State. Other than that, he's been pedestrian this year. Ranks number 10 in the Big 12 and number 52 nationally. Even Houston's Wegeman is the quarterback for the Cougars, ranks higher than Fafita. Now, his efficiency, in terms of efficiency, he's 10th right now in the Big 12. Jalen Daniels from Kansas is 1. Baron Morton from Texas Tech is 2. Brendan Sorsby from Cincinnati is 3. Josh Hoover from TCU is 4. They've lost a few, though. Sawyer Robertson from Baylor, we'll see him. He's 5. Caden Salter, we're going to see him shortly. Colorado is 6. Bear Bachmeyer is 7. Devin Dampier is 8. Connor Wegman from Houston is 9. And then Noah Fafita. Actually, in terms of efficiency, Rocco Beck is behind Noah Fafita. And so is Avery Johnson. Taven Jackson is 13 from Central Florida. So in terms of efficiency, I don't know, again, when you make that statement, he could be the best in the league. What are you basing that on?
Well, the fact that, again, he currently sits at 6th in overall yardage. He currently sits at number 4 in the Big 12 when it comes to passing touchdowns. Now, completion percentage, we had the argument about what he had last season, where he was actually pretty efficient down the back end of the season stretch. Right now, he has 62% on the season, but again, considering the fact that he's thrown the 4th most passes in the conference behind Hoover, Avery Johnson, and Robertson.
Yeah.
So it's not as if his completion percentage is, he's not throwing a lot and he's not completing as much as he should. He's already thrown for he already thrown 200 passes on the season. So they're leaving the ball in his hands and having him try to make plays. It's not as if Noah is only passing on passing downs only. But again, already sitting at about 1,500 plus yards on the year. He's been efficient trying to find it in the end zone, already with 15 touchdown passes. I like the fact that Noah's getting a lot of opportunity, and he's only thrown 4 picks. So 209
That's the
passes,
big number
only
to
4.
Me.
Yeah,
only 4 interceptions is really good.
With 200 passes already on the season, and we're going to be going into game 2, 3 in conference play, technically speaking. Because, again, this will be game 4, technically, of conference play because Kansas State doesn't count. But nonetheless, I think it's actually not a bad spot for him to be in right now. And if he can continue to improve, there's a good shot that he could be one of those guys that you look at the end of the season as being one of the top 2-3 quarterbacks in the conference.
DK on the Sports Tip, what do you think about that? 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Do you think that Noah Fafita is on point to being one of the, let's just say top 3, one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the Big 12 Conference? We are at the halfway point of the season, 4-2, with 6 games left to go, 1 and then a bye week, and then 5 in a row to finish the regular season. Much more coming up for you straight ahead. We'll check in and get you a Panthers report today. It's the Tuesday, so most of the teams are off today in the National Football League with the Jets coming to town this weekend. We'll hear from the likes of the Cardinals, or the Panthers, I should say, on where they sit at 3-3 heading into that game coming up on Sunday. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions reported Swan and Glen and Swan in Thornydale and Cortero Farms Road. Also, road work at Glen and Campbell. We've got some backups for traffic on Campbell near Glen. Travel there is down to 1 lane. Could use Tucson Boulevard or Mountain Avenue instead. 60 the overnight low, 80 sunny skies tomorrow, and 82 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find the latest fall looks all for under $30. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. Don't wait. Find a location at Macy'sBackstage.com.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Right now at the Home Depot, shop fall savings and get up to 40% off select appliances like Frigidaire. Get ready for a season of hosting with the Frigidaire Stone-Baked Pizza Oven. The only oven that reaches 750 degrees for restaurant-quality pizza in as little as 2 minutes. Start making hosting easier with fall appliance savings today at the Home Depot. Only when using Stone-Baked Pizza mode. Offer valid October 2nd through October 22nd. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Hello, everybody.
Gary, why are you wearing a...
Hold on, Ron. Every time Gary walks in here wearing some goofy costume, you always say, Gary, why are you wearing that?
Yeah, but...
And then it turns into some long-winded story about Alaskifications.
Yeah, but...
Then Gary says something ridiculous.
Yeah, but...
And you agree that an Alaskification before winter is the best way to prepare for cold weather.
Yeah, but...
And how Alaskan AC guarantees no breakdowns.
Yeah, but...
And all it does is encourage Gary to walk around wearing a stupid-looking ski mask that no person in his right mind would get caught dead wearing.
Yeah, but he's wearing my ski mask.
Keeping my head protected, just like the Alaskification protects your heater.
My ski mask isn't stupid looking.
Look who's wearing it. I choose to ignore that remark. Because you know another one is coming.
Take off that stupid ski mask.
See?
And that's why you should schedule your Alaskification today.
What did we accomplish here?
I'm not sure, but today is a good day to Alaskify. Schedule now at AlaskanAC.com.
If you have old windows, they are probably driving up your energy bills. Cool things down with energy-efficient windows from the Window Depot. The Window Depot provides unbeatable value and a wide variety of in-stock and custom-order windows to fit your style and budget. Choose from our SI window brand, made in the USA for quality you can trust, or custom order from top manufacturers for a perfect fit. Order online at thewindowdepot.com or visit a location near you. Experience the best prices, the biggest inventory. Only at the Window Depot.
From offices and warehouses to retail spaces and restaurants, the right lighting transforms your environment. At Arizona Commercial Lighting, we've been proudly locally owned and operated for nearly 40 years. Our extensive inventory of in-stock lighting solutions is designed to meet both commercial and residential needs, with quality, variety, and value you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at 1436 East 17th Street. Be sure to ask about available TEP rebates. Arizona Commercial Lighting, powering business through precision lighting.
A proud sponsor of the University of Arizona radio broadcast.
Nobody does big screens like this. At Roadhouse Cinemas, every movie is massive with thundering surround sound and food and drinks delivered to your seat. Then, just steps away, Roadie's Lanes Games and Gastropub turns game day into an event. Huge screens with every play in full view. Hit the lanes, throw an axe, battle it out in laser tag, crush it in the arcade or crazy darts. Movies, sports, food, fun, all in one place. Roadhouse and Roadies, 2 epic experiences, 1 unbeatable destination. Corner of Grant and Swan.
The pumpkin spice latte is back at Starbucks. Crafted with our signature espresso and real pumpkin sauce. Then topped with whipped cream, cinnamon, and nutmeg. The PSL. Get it while it's hot or iced. Only at Starbucks.
Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports, sponsored by Allstate. You're in good hands.
We'd like to salute the Phoenix Mercury on a terrific season that ended with their loss to the Aces in the WNBA Finals. After the 2024 campaign, Phoenix saw the departure of franchise legends Diana Taurasi and Brittany Griner, but they brought in stars like Alyssa Thomas and Satu Sabali. The new-look Mercury finished the WNBA regular season with the fourth best record, and they upset the top-seeded Minnesota Lynx in the semifinals. Phoenix has won 3 league championships, and this was their 6th appearance in the WNBA Finals. They were led on the offensive end in the series by guard Kalia Copper, who knows that the Mercury will be back even hungrier next season.
You know, you hate this feeling. You hear the other team celebrating. Like, just remember what this feeling feels like. Remember the hurt. Just remember everything that you feel in this moment, and then just let that fuel you for the future.
With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Erica Herskowitz on Westwood One.
Are you a parent of a 2 to 8-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting offer, then head to abcmouse.com/radio to learn more. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
We're offering a promo at abcmouse.com/radio to try it for free for a month, then $14.99 per month until canceled. Go to abcmouse.com/radio to see this offer. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Actual ABC Mouse users compensated for their testimonials, sponsored by Age of Learning.
Remember when they used to ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? At Bank of America, we ask every day, what would you like the power to do? When you work here, you help build businesses, inspire communities, and forge legacies. And now we've raised our U.S. minimum wage to $25 an hour. The opportunity to do more also comes with competitive pay. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/25. Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, I've got a keyword coming up for you here in just a few minutes. A chance for you to win $1,000. So stay tuned for that coming up here. The text code is 95819. I'll give you that keyword so you can enter to win. Yesterday we asked on Facebook about the series in the third quarter where the Wildcats drove down and went for it on fourth down and Noah threw the interception, whether they should have gone for it or kicked the field goal there. I said I had no problem with the Wildcats going for it there because I thought their defense was playing extremely well at that point in the game, and I didn't see the Cougars going 95 yards on them like they had done in the first quarter and scored a touchdown, which they did not do after getting the ball. I think they ended up having to punt the ball right back to U of A. Glenn and Kelvin thought that the Wildcats should have kicked the field goal there and taken the points. Chris Hughes checks in on our Facebook page. He says that his guess would have been probably to kick it. Not absolutely to kick the field goal, but probably to kick the field goal. Mark Smith, also checking in on Facebook, said, I gave an A and A, go for it, B, kick the field goal. He said B, that would be kick the field goal. So we appreciate you guys checking in with us there on Facebook. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. If you heard Dragon Ball's update at the top of the 5 o'clock hour, he said that we now have a full basketball schedule. That's nice. The season actually starts on Saturday, and we finally have all the times.
Well, do you count the exhibition games as the season?
Well, I mean, yeah, they're playing in front of fans at McHale Center. It's a ticketed event,
right? And I'm saying that we count it because we carry it, but I'm not sure necessarily if it's a situation in which I don't know if you want to count them because again, the exhibition doesn't count towards the record.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's true. But yeah, it's a ticketed event. There'll be people in the seats. There'll be refs, and they'll sell concessions. So for me, it is the beginning of the season. Exhibition games count as the beginning of the season. There'll be 2 this year, one on Saturday the 18th, one on Monday the 27th. So you'll have
the minute that the pretzels start handing out,
the what?
The minute the pretzels start coming out,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
When we count
that's it. Hey, we're selling food and concessions. That's right. It is a real game. Florida, we knew that game was going to start at 5. Nothing surprising there. The first actual home game of the season, the regular season, will be against Utah Tech on a Friday night, November the 7th. That'll be the night before, I believe, homecoming. I believe that's homecoming weekend, if I'm not mistaken. And so they'll play Utah Tech at 7 o'clock on that Friday night. So that'll be the first week we have, because we'll have a game Monday, a game Friday, and then a football game Saturday. So that'll be our first, what we like to call our first hell week.
Yeah. The first triple dipper.
The first hell week for us. Now, luckily, there's no multi-team event this year. Thank God.
Yes.
So we don't have that 3 games in 3 days type scenario.
Now the big thing
year. And usually that's the week of Thanksgiving. So that's like basketball Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Territorial Cup game on Saturday.
Right. Now the big thing I think for you that's going to come out of this is that now you get this, and now I think you'll have to start watching to see when the women's schedule officially gets released, because has that been fully removed?
I do think we've gotten most of those times as well for the women. I know, because I know they don't have a lot of national TV games. Yeah,
right.
We've got all the times. We have all the times for the women.
Okay, so now we can
well.
definitely figure out if we've got what the schedules are going to look like for everybody around the building.
Right, exactly. We'll start putting those together here shortly. So Utah Tech at 7. Then Northern Arizona will come in that following Tuesday, the 11th. That'll be a 7 o'clock game. UCLA in Los Angeles, that'll be on Friday. So they'll play back-to-back Fridays in November, the 7th and the 14th, and that'll be an 8 o'clock game at the Intuit Dome. Then they'll come back, go over to UConn, over to Storrs, and play that Wednesday in Storrs, Connecticut. That'll be a 5 o'clock game our time. Wildcat Classic will be here. That'll be a Monday game against the University of Denver. That'll be an 8:30 game. That'll be Thanksgiving week. So even though the Territorial Cup game is on a Friday this year, we do have a home basketball game on Saturday. Dang it. I think I was planning on maybe staying up in Tempe and going to a Cardinals game that week, or going, because I think actually the Ohio State-Michigan game, I believe, is the 29th. I think we were thinking we might stay up there and see that, but obviously we won't be able to do that now because there's a game that next day. So, yeah, so Territorial Cup game on the 28th, and then Norfolk State basketball on the 29th at home. Let's see what else we have. Auburn here at Auburn's coming here without Bruce Pearl. That's a little disappointing. That takes some of the luster off that game because Bruce Pearl is worth the price of admission alone. Besides his basketball team, that'll be Saturday, December the 6th at 8 o'clock. So once again this year they'll play at least the first 3 Saturdays in December. They'll play the 6th, the 13th at Alabama, and then the 20th in Phoenix against San Diego State. And then they will not play the 27th. They'll have an entire week off for the Christmas holiday. They'll play the 22nd at home against Bethune-Cookman at 7 o'clock, and then won't play again until the next Monday night, the 29th, against South Dakota State. And that'll be at 7 o'clock. So I'm not seeing any really, really early games. There's a home game at noon on January 24th. I'm not seeing any travel dates east where we have to play super early. That's good because, 4:30 in the morning this weekend. We don't want a whole bunch of those.
Right.
Yeah. So that looks like it's a pretty good schedule in terms of the times.
Now, I'm going to just point something out here before conference scheduling starts. So I'm just going to count up until that January 3rd game here.
Wins and losses?
No. I'm going to count this because this is a point to prove about why it's best to just listen to the radio and get your Wildcats men's basketball programming here rather than everything else. ESPN Plus, TNT, Peacock, FS1, CBS Sports Network, ESPN, and ESPN2. That's 7 different channels and 7 different networks. At the very least, 5 potential subscription services you would have to have separately just to get the non-conference schedule all on your television set. Yep. Meanwhile, you just listen to us and you can just get all the games.
There you go. That's make it easy. We make it easy for you for sure. So, yeah, I think the Wildcats will be on ESPN, the several ESPN networks, CBS Sports a couple times this year. FS1 you mentioned, Peacock. That'll be the game at Utah on Saturday, January the 3rd. So that'll be the first game of the new year. TNT, a few games on TNT Sports as that relationship continues. The Wildcat football team has had a couple games on TNT. There's a game on ABC late in the year when they play on a Saturday at Houston. So, yeah, that's essentially all the networks that will carry Arizona basketball. And you'll hear all the games on radio right here, Wildcats Radio 1290. Our pregame show, again, begins for basketball. It begins 3.5 hours before tip-off. So, but there's no pregame show this Saturday because it's not an actual regular season game. So they'll just have a network pregame that'll begin at 1:30 with tip-off at 2 o'clock for the game against St. Mary's. All right, let's get you your report here. We'll get you your Panthers report, and then we'll have a break. And then after that, I'll give you another code word, another national keyword for a chance to win $1,000. Yes, and that. Oh, by the way, so the Panthers games, we carried the Panthers games in English, of course, but they also have a Spanish radio network in Carolina. Check it out.
Prepara la pierna, calibra su velocidad, apunta la distancia, se la van a servir, tiene altura, tiene profundidad, cruza la ¡se acabó! Toca las redes, compete sin serpentinas, con fuegos artificiales, con chispas encendidas, que todo el mundo aplauda, que todo el mundo aplauda. ¡Sa, sa, sa! ¡Yakuza, yakuza! ¡Las Panteras! ¡Las Panteras! ¡Las Panteras le ponen números al marcador! ¡Y ganan! ¡Y ganan! ¡Y ganan este partido! ¡Se hunde el Vaquero en este estadio como se hundió el Titanic en medio!
That was the game-winning field goal in the game on Sunday. As you heard in Spanish, with Sweet Caroline. I guess that might be their victory song. I've never been to a game there.
I mean, it's Carolina. I would assume it would have to be.
Sweet Caroline playing in the background there after the win. There you go. Let's get your Panthers report for today.
This Panther Update is brought to you by UNC Charlotte.
A tried and true formula. I'm Anish Shroff with this Panthers Update.
Charlotte's momentum has a name. UNC Charlotte, 32,000 students strong, ranked among the nation's top 75 public universities, recognized at the highest level for research, unmatched access to Fortune 500 companies, built for a top-tier city. This isn't typical higher ed. The difference is scale. The difference is momentum. The difference is Charlotte, UNC Charlotte. Scott Graham here from Westwood One. Don't miss any of our exclusive NFL action all season long until a new champion is crowned at Super Bowl 60. Of course, each week begins with Thursday Night Football. I'll get it started with a preview and a look ahead at the big weekend games. Then it's to the stadium for the play-by-play of all the action. Join us all season long on Thursday Night Football.
Your home for the National Football League in Southern Arizona is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Run the ball and stop the run. Two tenets of winning football. Last year, the Panthers fielded a historically bad run defense, but they addressed it in the offseason, and the dividends are starting to show. Last week against Miami, Carolina held the Dolphins to just 19 rushing yards. They held Dallas to just 31 rushing yards on Sunday. Panthers head coach Dave Canales.
Yeah, it's working together. It's communicating, and it's the discipline of the fits. It's where you're supposed to be based on the style of run. The guys are into it, and they make it come alive in the week of practice, and then they execute it on game day. So it really starts there, and it's the same thing for the offensive side. It starts with those big boys up front. You know, Brady Christensen again, Josh Nyman stepping in for Timo, you know, and doing a great job getting the run started. The tight ends have been invaluable over the last 2 weeks, just being physical on the edges and giving us opportunity for extra yards. It's the whole group. You know, it's the whole group. It's Bryce getting us to the right runs, but that type of process and that belief, you know, we practice runs a lot because we believe that that's what it takes to win games, especially late in the second half.
The Panthers are now at 500 with a chance to get over the hump in New Jersey next Sunday against the Jets. I'm Anish Shroff on the Carolina Panthers Radio Network.
This Panther Update has been brought to you by UNC Charlotte. Built for a top-tier city. The difference is Charlotte. UNC Charlotte.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions reported Cortero and Silverbell and Cortero, Thornydale and Cortero Farms Road, 29th Street and Swan, and also Swan and Glen. Some backups on westbound Ajo at Mission. And for your weather, 60 the overnight low, 80 sunny skies tomorrow, and 82 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find the latest fall looks, all for under $30. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. Don't wait. Find a location at Macy'sBackstage.com.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Stuck in a job that just isn't getting it done? Maybe it's time to go for IT. Whether you're just starting out, switching careers, or a military veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you launch a rewarding career in IT in months. No prior experience needed. Why spend years getting a traditional degree when your future in IT can start right now? Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Your most powerful upgrade? Your career. Go for it. Go for IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Wildcat fans, Arizona football tickets are on sale now. Join the party at Arizona Stadium all season long as your Arizona Wildcats take on Year 2 in the Big 12. There's nothing better than an Arizona football game day, from the tailgating scene to the action on the field. So bring a friend and get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287. That's 621-CATS, or by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/FB. And as always, bear down.
Hey, it's Mrs. HVAC. If you're anything like me, a mom, a wife, and maybe a little bit crazy about the air I breathe and the water I drink, then listen up. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing has you in mind with our home wellness check. That's 3 visits a year to make sure your AC is happy, your plumbing isn't plotting against you, and your water isn't secretly weird. We'll even test your water quality because you deserve spa water, not swamp vibes. Let's keep your home sane, even if you're not. Call us today or book online at picturerockscooling.com.
Hi, this is Peter Costa, former governor of the New York Stock Exchange and proud member of the Advisory Business Council with Meridian Wealth Management. One thing I've learned over 40 years on the floor is the value of a trusting relationship with your financial advisor. After all, everyone is a genius when the markets are going up, but when they drop, that's when the guidance of a professional is most important. For more information about Meridian, call 719-1433 or visit online at meridianwealthllc.com.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
$1,000 is a pretty good chunk of change.
All right, yeah!
And we're giving you 5 chances a day to win. 5 winners a day, $1,000 each, every weekday. That's $5K a day.
No freaking way.
Listen for the national text keywords, weekdays, 5 times a day for your chance to win $1,000 with $5K a day.
Oh my God!
5 chances to win $1,000, $5K a day.
Keep listening for your chance to text the national keyword right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
How do you thank the heroes who serve and protect us every day? Come to the 5th annual Rockin' for Heroes free concert Sunday, November 9th in Oro Valley. Gates open at 1 p.m. Enjoy live classic rock, food trucks, and beverages too. Come celebrate our first responders, active duty military, veterans, and Gold Star families. Admission is free. We'll bring a chair and we'll see you there, November 9th in Oro Valley. You can get more information at rockinforheroes.org. Proudly sponsored by HSL Properties.
He's kind and he's funny and he's also mustachioed. He solves all your problems by the end of every episode. TV Dad. Everyone loves TV Dad. TV Dad. Unlike your real dad, he never hollers. And he tells you how Progressive can save you lots of dollars.
Listen to your TV Dad. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary.
This is Zach Gelb with the Sports Minute. The Buffalo Bills are failing their franchise quarterback in Josh Allen. As we've seen before, the formula of having Josh be Superman isn't conducive to winning a Super Bowl. James Cook is a very good running back, but outside of him, are there any skill position players that opponents are worried about? The answer is no, and Bills general manager Brandon Beane needs to work the phones to improve this roster because the AFC is wide open this year, and the Bills shouldn't just count on Josh to bail them out. I'm Zach Gelb.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Right now, receive up to a $25 O'Reilly gift card after rebate with the purchase of select Superstart batteries at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Final segment of our show on this Tuesday. We'll have full show for you tomorrow. Short show as always on Thursday for the new week of the NFL, Week 7. And we're back on Friday for a full show. And then Saturday, it'll be a long day. Again, beginning at 4:30 a.m. with Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. Wildcats and Cougars, Houston Cougars at 9 a.m. kickoff. Arizona basketball, St. Mary's at 1:30 p.m. Tip-off at McHale Center. And then we'll clean things up with the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day post-game show, wrapping up a football and basketball day, probably sometime around 4:30 in the afternoon till potentially 6:30. So, yeah, that'll be about 14 hours or so. Bring coffee or energy drinks or whatever it is you need to get yourself through that day. I am going to give you shortly here before we do our Casino del Sol replay for today, I'm going to give you a keyword. So get ready for that. We were talking about the Arizona basketball schedule, and we mentioned the women, and I do want to because the women are actually going to play because they've got 2 preseason games, or they got 2 exhibition games like the men. So they're actually going to play their first 15 games at home because they play all 13 of their non-conference games at home. Add on the 2 exhibition games. So that'll be 15 games at home before they go on the road New Year's Eve to play at Colorado. That'll be their first road game. December the 31st will be Arizona women's basketball first road game. So their season will begin with an exhibition game on October the 23rd against West Texas A&M. That's a Thursday night at 6 at McHale Center. Cal State, most of their games are either at 6 o'clock or 2 o'clock for the most part of the non-conference schedule. There is one game, which is probably the kids' game that they do every year. Wednesday, December the 10th, they'll play a game at 11 a.m. at McHale Center. But other than that, most all of their games will be at 6 or 2. I take that back. There's a noon game in there as well. The first Big 12 game is a home game against Utah, and it is on December 22nd at noon. And I'd imagine, because I think I mentioned there is a men's game that same night, December 22nd. That's why they'll be playing. So you have a doubleheader there. Monday, December the 22nd, will be a doubleheader day at McHale Center. Women at noon against Utah, a conference game. Men at 7, a non-conference game against Bethune-Cookman. So there you have that.
Don't you just thank the lucky stars that basketball is not a game that is played on grass? Could you
Yes.
imagine having to resod that?
Right.
If that was a football game schedule where you had to have a doubleheader on the same field, nah.
No.
Thank goodness basketball is played on the hardwood.
All right, West Texas A&M is the first exhibition game on the 23rd. That's a Thursday, so that'll be 2 weeks. I'm sorry, 1 week from Thursday will be the first women's exhibition game. Then you've got Cal State LA the following Thursday, October the 30th at 6. Their first regular season game will be Thursday, the 6th of November, so they'll play 3 straight Thursdays in a row. Riverside will be in on November the 6th. That'll be a 6 o'clock game. And then they'll also play that Sunday, November the 9th, at home against UC Irvine at 2 o'clock. And then they won't play again until the following Sunday at home against Grambling State at 2 o'clock. NAU comes to town again this year, your alma mater, for a 6 o'clock game on November the 21st. Home to Northern Colorado on November the 25th. That'll be a Tuesday. They are also at home on Saturday the 29th, so that'll be another doubleheader game. That'll be the day after the Territorial Cup game. So there'll be 2 games that day as well at McHale Center. The men will play.
NAU comes here, both men and women.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
The men will play at 2 on the 29th. The women will play at 6. So those games will be back-to-back on the 29th, Saturday the 29th. December the 3rd, Wednesday against Southern. December the 7th, Sunday at home against New Mexico. December the 10th against Eastern Kentucky. Again, the first 15 games at home. December the 15th, Monday against Chicago State. December the 18th, Thursday against Bellarmine. And then December the 22nd against Utah before they go out onto the road. That is your basketball schedule. We finally have it on both sides. Whew. Just 4 days before the first ball goes in the air. All right, let me give you your keyword, national keyword right now for your chance to win $1,000. It's our 5K a day giveaway. 5 times a day, we give you a keyword, and we are making 5 people $1,000 richer. You get a chance to win $1,000 between 6 and 9 a.m., another chance between 9 and 11 a.m., another chance between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m., another chance between 2 and 4, and your final chance every day between 4 and 7. I'm going to give you that national keyword right now. You're going to text it to 95819. Here you go. You ready? I hope so. That keyword is save. Save. Who will get the save tonight in the Dodgers-Brewers game? Which pitcher will get the save? S-A-V-E. Text save right now to 95819 for your chance to win $1,000. It's the 5K a day giveaway right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. DK is the only person in town giving you $1,000 5 times a day. No one else is doing that for you. Nobody. Just me. Okay? So you're welcome. All right, let's give you your Casino del Sol replay. Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf. Play Sawilo. Here is a chance we had earlier to chat with Edmund Marquez, the new owner of the Tucson Sugar Skulls, the new majority owner, and he was talking about what will be the, I just looked this up, so let me make sure I have it correctly, the 5th coach in the 8-year existence of this franchise starting this season.
Yeah, you're right on. I'll tell you, and I said it from the press conference, I found out through the interview process, and now that he's in town, Rayshon Kaiser is a great human being. He's a great man, and I'm really excited about him. I've really enjoyed him being here in town. But you're right. And so he and I took him to the BYU U of A game, and we were talking there for a second, and I said, what's your vision here? And the vision really is for him to be here long term. Obviously, it takes winning, right? You got to win. But the goal is to build something and to build a culture for the Tucson Sugar Skulls. I do think you had Kevin really focusing on the Rattlers. You had Kathy focusing on the Sugar Skulls. And they really worked their tails off to do that. I think you now have 13 CEOs concentrating on the culture and the success. So we're going to do whatever we can to help Rayshon Kaiser. Amazing guy. Started with the New York Jets, went to the Canadian Football League, came to the IFL, became the interception. He holds the record for the most interceptions in a season for the IFL. You should see his offensive coordinator that he brought in, James Fuller, learned under Bill Belichick with the Patriots.
Patriots,
and then I almost forgot the name of that. And then he played. I know it's been a long day. Then he played for the Eagles. He played for the Chargers. This guy was head coach. Our offensive coordinator was head coach of San Antonio last year. 2 years ago, had the number one offense in the IFL. Like, we are aiming for championship level. We will continue to look to hire the best people, and we'll support them, giving them the best opportunity to be successful here in Tucson.
Rayshon Kaiser, he had 67 interceptions in his Arena Football League career as a player. 12, which he took to the house for touchdowns. Played his college ball at Walsh University in North Canton, Ohio. I know Walsh University well. He's been the defensive coordinator the last 2 years for your Tucson Sugar Skulls, and now he'll be the 5th head coach of the franchise that started in 2019. Marcus Coleman for 1 season, Dixie Wooten for 3 seasons, Curtis Chin for 1 season, Billy back for the last 2. Only Curtis Chin has a winning record at 9-6. Marcus Coleman was even at 7-7. Dixie was 15-15. Curtis went 9-6. Billy went 8-24. The Sugar Skulls have played in 3 postseason games. They have lost all 3 of those postseason games. So a new era with new ownership and a new head coach, new local ownership. That's the thing to be most excited about in terms of this Tucson Sugar Skulls side moving forward. 13 CEOs that are all local folks, local investors, Tucson people that are going to be putting their blood, sweat, and tears into this team, and we'll have some separation, largely some separation now from the Arizona Rattlers. Nothing against the Rattlers, but like I said, I always thought that was weird. That like we have folks in our building that work for the Sugar Skulls, but they also work for the Rattlers. So they're like posting pictures, yay, Sugar Skulls, and then they're posting pictures, yay, Rattlers, and holding up the championship trophy. I'm like, wait a minute. You're holding that just like that. Yeah, I couldn't get that.
What was it that Mr. Marquez said that there was somebody that was involved with the Rio Nuevo that was going to get a new little a new deal with some other project, and he had to abstain because he couldn't vote for him because of the conflict of interest?
Yeah.
To me, it just feels like that when you've got people that are both for the Rattlers and the Sugar Skulls. It seems a bit odd.
Yeah. It was a little yeah. So hopefully that'll be that connection will be further broken, as it was kind of when FC Tucson had that relationship with Phoenix Rising.
Yeah.
Kind of, although that was at least they were on different levels. So it was like kind of like a, one team higher level and then a lower level team. That was similar but different levels. This was like 2 teams that were on the same level. It just never really made a whole lot of sense to me. That's just me. All right, so that's going to wrap up our show for today. Thanks to Edmund Marquez for joining us and talking about this new partnership. We appreciate that. We'll be back with you tomorrow at 3 o'clock for Dragon Ball for cricket. My name is David Kelly. That is our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time, and have a great rest of your evening. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. Collisions reported at Flowing Wells and Miracle Mile, Park Avenue and Ajo Way, Silver Bell, and Cortero from earlier crash that occurred at 29th Street and Swan. Some slowing westbound Ajo at Mission. 60 the low, 80 tomorrow, 80 now. And that's your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. Fall for a brooding duke. Dive into a steamy romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas. Or find the perfect rom-com from Lily Chu. Start listening free when you sign up for a 30-day trial at audible.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-599-5858. 800-599-5858. That's 800-599-5858.
Wildcat fans, Arizona football tickets are on sale now. Join the party at Arizona Stadium all season long as your Arizona Wildcats take on year 2 in the Big 12. There's nothing better than an Arizona football game day, from the tailgating scene to the action on the field. So bring a friend and get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287. That's 621-CATS, or by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/FB. And as always, bear down.
Hey, it's Mrs. HVAC. If you're anything like me, a mom, a wife, and maybe a little bit crazy about the air I breathe and the water I drink, then listen up. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing has you in mind with our home wellness check. That's 3 visits a year to make sure your AC is happy, your plumbing isn't plotting against you, and your water isn't secretly weird. We'll even test your water quality because you deserve spa water, not swamp vibes. Let's keep your home sane, even if you're not. Call us today or book online at picturerockscooling.com.
For 50 years, Emerge Center Against Domestic Abuse has stood as an example of hope and resilience for survivors of violence in the community. Join in on Saturday, October 18th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Reed Park and come together for the Footsteps for Healing Walk. Walk in solidarity with survivors and families impacted by violence in our community. Register now at emergecenter.org/Footsteps for Healing. Save the date, invite your friends, and be a part of this transformative event. Stand with survivors and take steps towards a safer community.
$1,000 is a pretty good chunk of change.
All right, yeah.
And we're giving you 5 chances a day to win. 5 winners a day, $1,000 each, every weekday. That's $5K a day.
No freaking way.
Listen for the national text keywords, weekdays, 5 times a day for your chance to win $1,000 with $5K a day.
Oh my God!
5 chances to win $1,000. $5K a day.
Keep listening for your chance to text the national keyword right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
He's kind and he's funny and he's also mustachioed. He solves all your problems by the end of every episode. TV Dad. Everyone loves TV Dad. TV Dad. Unlike your real dad, he never hollers. And he tells you how Progressive can save you lots of dollars.
Listen to your TV Dad. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary.
The jungle has moved afternoon, so grab your best Tucson tuxedo and join us on the Jim Rome Show weekdays from noon till 3 p.m. right here on the flagship home of your Arizona Wildcats, Wildcats Radio 1290.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
You're listening to the JR Sport Brief.
Bacha, I'm dying. Bacha, say something. Bacha, say something. I'm dying over here. Say something,
He's
Bacha.
good. Hello, JR Sport Brief here on the Infinity Sports Network. You good, JR?
Yeah, I'm good now. What are the odds? I almost die on the air like once you turn the microphone on. Oh, my goodness.
It's okay. We got water and CPR.
Who's giving me CPR here?
There's nobody else there.
Lil Bankhead? Shout out to Lil Bankhead, by the way. Lil Bankhead or V103 here in Atlanta. Yeah, yo, there's nobody. It's me and a DJ. I don't know who's going on.
The DJ is someone. It's better than no one.
DJ, shout outs to Infamous. DJ Infamous. DJ for Ludacris is right down the hallway from me. It's Swamp Izzo. Shout outs to DJ. Bacha, you know Swamp Izzo, right?
I know of Swamps, not Izzo.
Oh, damn, okay. Swamp Izzo, Playboy Cardi.
Maybe. Is he the one that goes, ha?
It's Swamp. You don't know what I'm talking about?
No idea.
Okay. All right. Yeah, they're busy. They're DJing. And I'm here talking. So, Yeah, if I choked in the airwaves, you'd have to call who would you call? You'd be like, JR's dying on the radio. Like, who would you call?
I have to go to the Black Book maybe on the NFL, go down to the station down in Atlanta, and then call one of the producers.
Okay.
To call higher up.
Well, yeah, there's nobody would save me. I just choke here in the studio. What a way to go. What a way to go. Well, anyway, I'm alive. I'm happy to be here. The show gets started 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. Dodgers are taking on the Brewers right now. They got a 2-1 lead in the 4th inning. Man, this game is moving. Damn. If the Dodgers end up winning, they take a 2-0 series lead back to Los Angeles. Thank you to Hub Arkish for coming through and joining us to talk about the Chicago Bears. And thank you to all of you for being here. We got calls coming in from, Boise to Baltimore, New Jersey. People hitting us up all over the place. And as we continue on with the show, of course, we'll talk about a few things that took place this day in sports history. We talked about the parity that exists in the NFL right now. We'll get into Giannis Antetokounmpo. Every week is something about where he's going to go. He has made one solid statement about his future. We'll get into that. There's so much going on. If you want to be a part of the show, you can do that too. 888-710-4ISN. That's 888-710-4ISN. If you use the internet, you're scrolling at work, scrolling at home, doing whatever you do, you can find me everywhere at JR Sport Brief. It's been a fun show. Falcons are looking good. We're able to talk about them. Bears look good. Made fun of the Titans for the unfortunate realities that their fan base sits in. Yeah, it's been a good show. 888-710-4ISN. Uh-oh, here we go. I know what's coming on. People in Baltimore. We had one. Shout outs to Fran for calling from Delaware. Everybody, not everybody. There are people ready to get rid of Harbaugh. They're like, he gots to go. And I'm like, not over the bye week. What you want to fight? What is that doing now? Like, you gotta get, regardless of how you feel about him, just give him through the end of the season. You really become a joke, a laughing stock, if you just give him the boot now. You don't do it. You're moving into, I don't want to say uncharted territory. You're 1-5. And if your thought process is, oh, my God, the Baltimore Ravens are 1-5, let's just tank it all and this season is over anyway, that may very well be the case regardless of who is coaching the team. But you don't want this to have to get into the locker room where the players have to answer this all the time. You don't want to be the Browns. You don't want to be the Titans. You don't want to be the Jets. This is a team that has been good, and we know they have not gotten over the hump, but they have been good.